Hello.
Hello. Yes, Soumya.
Vidit. Okay, fine. No, so we can hear. Hello, everyone. I'm Soumya Swaminathan, Chess Women Grandmaster. And with me here is a very special guest joining us for the finals of the Under 14 Girls World School Championship, which is being held online on the platform of Premium Chess. We have with us here Grandmaster Vidit Gujarati. Hi, Vidit. He's
Hi, Soumya. Nice to be here. How are
Thank
you?
you so much for joining us. I'm very good with it. So let me just introduce the audience to uh, all your spectacular achievements. Vidit is world number 24 right now. He's only 25 years old and he's already 2700, one of the top players of the world. He was also the captain of the gold medal winning team in the online chess Olympiad, which was held last month, and he has so many numerous achievements to his name. So I'm really very happy that you have joined us today with it.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here, and always, very nice to commentate with you, who, has won World Junior Championship herself, and mainly, you love chess, the game of chess. So it's very nice to be here.
Same here. I'm also very happy to commentate with you always.
So
So
I see
let's
a
go on
game
the
right
games.
now.
Yes.
It looks like White has a very good position right now.
Mhm.
There seems to be some attack. Rook is attack on e8. Rook e7 only move.
And
Apparently,
then
yeah.
knight
And then I
b7.
think I like knight b7 and knight c5. That manual looks really good. I think White should do it. But White is thinking for long. Only 40 seconds left. And she's taking her time.
Yeah,
She's taking her time. But I really like White's position. It's very hard to go wrong. Although it's blitz and anything can happen. But uh,
that's
I would
true.
say White is clear favorite right now.
Okay. I would like to remind the viewers that we are watching the top board of the under 14 girls section, and the ratings next to their names are their ratings on the online platform of Premium Chess. So actually their strengths could be different, right? Over the board strength could be quite different. But at the moment it looks like White is the favorite. Oh, so she prevented rook b with rook b8. She prevented knight b7. Looks like both of them are taking their time. Knight c4. Okay. She she's an exchange up now. So she's an exchange up and she's won another exchange with bishop d6. Right. So white is a double exchange up, so clearly winning in this position, but both of them have hardly a few seconds left, so it remains to be seen how they both play henceforth. Um, I think white will surely convert this position. There seems to be a lag or some technical issue, and we need to fix it internally for sure. We will do that after this game is over. So white will now play rook g8. Okay, she has gone for rook b6. And now g3, idea h4. f4 is even better, trapping the bishop. Okay, so she has now decided to give up one of her rooks for a pawn and the bishop. And the d pawn is a passed pawn here, so she'll just take on h6 and go to a king pawn endgame, which is clearly winning. That's a very good move by black. Right, and now it will soon be checkmate after king c2 and queen b2. So yes, that's checkmate. I think we can just fix the internal issues before yeah. Right. This position looks like clearly winning for black because she's a piece up, and the h pawn will soon be lost. But still not very trivial because white has two pawns. Oh, this is a good. This was a good trick. Oh, this was a very good trick by black. She could have taken on f3, but because she was probably pre-moving, she simply played king g3, and now white will win this quite. Oh my god, she allowed. Yeah, but f1 is a check, and that's why black will win this position. If it was not a check, who knows what would have happened. Right, it is just a matter of time before black checkmates white because black is so much ahead in material. Right. So black won the game. I then Guleni from Turkey and white was Zhang Jingwen from China. I think by this game, all the games of the first round are now over, and we can have a look at the standings and perhaps also fix the technical issues in the break. Okay, so yeah, they will be fixed soon, and Vidit will be here. Right. So there are 17 girls who won the first round, and two boards ended in a draw. So four of them are on half a point. I would like to remind the viewers that 40 girls got selected to the finals. So the and There will be 9 rounds amongst the top 40 girls from the qualifiers to determine the champion of the under 14 girls section. I would also like to remind the viewers that the first prize, yes, this is the tournament bulletin. So let's go through the um, details of the tournament. The first ever ISF World School Chess Championship 2020 to be held online is an online event being held on the virtual competition platform Premium Chess. Boys and girls from 35 countries and 5 continents will participate in the ISF World School Championship Online 2020. And the broadcasting rights have been allocated to One Play Sports. The two organizations, ISF and One Play Sports, signed a partnership agreement to broadcast 3 rounds of the competition, under 17 qualifications, and the finals to the One Play Sports platform's website, Facebook, and their YouTube channel. So you can basically watch us on either of the 3 platforms. The players will be divided into 2 age categories. This was for the qualification as well. Under 17, date of birth 2003 to 2005, and under 14 with the date of birth 2006 to 7. All the tournaments will be played in blitz time control, which is 3+2. Basically, every player will get thinking time of 3 minutes and an increment of 2 seconds per move. So after every move, there are 2 seconds added to their clock. Qualifying tournaments will be 9 or 11 rounds, depending on the number of players. And the first 40 players will qualify for the finals. So the finals we are watching are the top 40 players from qualification tournament. And there will be 9 rounds in the finals. Each tournament will start at 2 p.m. UTC, 7:30 p.m. IST, and 10 p.m. SGT. Technical meetings will be made 5 minutes prior to the beginning of each tournament. The TC will communicate and inform the participants about the tournament information at the Premium Chess ISF playing arena. Premium Chess is an online playing platform, which is the place where this tournament is being held. And the ratings of the players are there. Ratings on the platform Premium Chess. Now let's see the most important part of the circular, the prize fund. The winner of each category will be rewarded. The winner of the under 17 category, boys as well as girls, will have a right to participate at ISF Summer Gymnasiad in Jiangjiang, China, 2020 one. To be held tentatively from 16 to 23rd of October. And they will also be rewarded 1 laptop, which I think is the main prize which all the kids are looking forward to. And the winner of the under 14 boys and girls category will have a right to participate at ISF under 15 World School Games in Belgrade, which is being tentatively held from 26 June to 4 July 2021. And they will also be awarded 1 laptop. Apart from that, the first 8 ranked players in each age and gender category will get the ISF ranking certificate, while all the rest finalists will get a participation certificate. So that's something to look forward to. Now, maybe the games have already started, and let's go to the second round. Oh, wow, we have Vidit here again. Hello, Vidit. Hello, Vidit. Can you hear me? Anyway, I'm a little short of hearing, so I'm not sure if the problem is from my end or... Okay, now I can hear you.
Now you can hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's good.
Awesome,
I don't
finally.
think you're short of hearing. Uh, Yeah.
Finally, we have you here. Yay, I'm so excited.
Yes. Yes. Now we can comment. It was funny in the last match. I was commentating separately and you were doing separate commentary. I don't
Yes.
know what happened there, but I did get better at lip reading. So
Oh, really?
uh,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
I could
They're
guess.
making
Yes,
your
you said
skills.
knight c4, knight c4 at some
Oh,
point, bishop b8. Yeah, so I was able to guess it.
I think my yes,
I
yes,
hope
sure.
that it
And
continues
also, what
to
would be
run
funny
smoothly.
if
Yeah.
yes, and what would be funny is, let's say we managed to fix the first round audio issues, okay, later, and if both of us are giving our own opposite views
Yeah,
on the same position, that would be hilarious. But
indeed.
luckily, that position
Uh,
was already clear by the time.
yeah, yeah.
So,
Both the games in the
huh,
second game as well.
huh,
Yes.
huh.
So I think this was just the first round, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Right. Yeah, this was just the
And there are
first round.
like
We have 8 more rounds.
eight eight more games to go. Okay, I see. Um, I guess the game should
So,
begin soon.
yeah, yes. I remember with it, you told me in your under 14 World Championship, the first prize was a laptop, which you really
Oh
look forward
yes,
to.
that was a big incentive, by the way. As a kid, you want to get gadgets, and especially with a guy, he wants it even more because guys are really into the technology, and especially laptop is very cool at the age of 14. So I'm sure all the kids who are playing here are super motivated to get that, and it's a great
Yes,
opportunity for them.
yes, for sure. And especially for chess players, laptop is something we all, it's so precious. Yeah, my precious. Like, we
Indeed,
are like so protective about it.
but
So it's an
but
accelerated dragon, right?
yeah, and look at this move, Queen b6, directly attacking the bishop on e3 and the pawn on e2. Very tricky move. I think black player is playing really well. You can just take on b2. That would be a little bit bold, but no guts, no glory. Knight e4. What a nice tactic.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Now
Yeah,
bishop d4, I suppose.
right.
Yes, Somya,
I
you're saying
remember
something.
I remember for Queen B6, I think one of the moves was Knight D5. I actually had a game like this many years ago against none other than Sagar Shah. He
Oh,
was
really?
black, and
95. Oh.
yeah, some maybe
And
I'm
how
wrong.
did it
Maybe it
go?
was a different position. I won the game, but now that I think about it, maybe I'm wrong because it doesn't
Maybe it's a
tactically
different
work.
position. Yeah, I think it's a different
Yeah,
position.
yeah. So now black
Uh,
is the clear pawn up.
Clear pawn up and absolutely zero compensation for white. But it's blitz, so you can't count out any of the players. It's like, I've seen players find tricks in the last minute. So the strategy for
Right.
white right now would be not to give it easy, make it as tough as you can for your opponent. That's
Mm-hmm.
very annoying when you know that you're winning, but your opponent is constantly posing problems. Like you're like, okay,
Right.
I'm winning, let me win it, just so it's important still to keep fighting. And now I think
Right.
best strategy would be to exchange the rooks, both the rooks, and then just go into pawn and game. Yeah, black is playing really well. I like her play so far.
Yeah.
It's an
And
extra pawn. Yeah.
but I remember one of Anand's comments. He had once saved a pawn down knight endgame, and he
Hmm.
mentioned that it's slightly different from a pure pawn endgame because you can sacrifice the knight for the last pawn.
Yes, I think you are
And
referring to the game with Carlson, if I'm not wrong.
yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Ooh, by the
It
way,
was really
95, a very nice move. There is a tactic of knight g4 as well. Okay, king d4. Okay, white is fighting. I like that.
so maybe
Yeah,
king
so
e5 now.
That's a very nice move, actually. I like it. Trying to get some entry points in White's territory. I would even consider playing like h5, h4, just push the pawns, gain more space, just keep attacking. Um, yeah, but she doesn't seem so confident. She went back knight c6.
Right.
Now, I see that knight on g4. Imagining a knight on g4 would be epic, just checkmate. So I would have tried to get that trick in, magically bring the knight on g4.
Knight D1 and knight F2.
Yes, yes. Why not? You have to be tricky. Still, it's not so simple,
Right.
I would say. The game still goes on. h5 would be a very good move, in my opinion, to kick the knight on g3 with h4.
You wouldn't push D4 here, right? You want to keep it as it is. You
Yeah,
could.
yeah, yeah. I would. It's like, there's a saying, like hanging sword is more dangerous. So,
Ah,
it fall or it will not. That's the problem. That's the dilemma. And even
okay.
here, this is the problem. E4, will she take or not? You just keep that pressure. And she plays h5. I like that.
Black is playing very well this game.
Yeah. I guess now just some waiting move because I don't see any move for white.
Mm-hmm.
Just push the pawn. Oh, she plays d4. She plays the move which I was not so keen. Will
To
she play king
play.
f4, king g4?
Yeah, she could go for that, no?
Yes, simplifying into a pawn in game, but she has to calculate if she goes for it. It's not without its dangers.
But it looks good. Looks good because king F4, knight E2, king G4, and we have an outside pass pawn if we win the H pawn.
Yes.
Yeah, she did. And if she plays G3, we have king F3.
G3, I would even play e5, protect the pawn on d4.
Ah, right. And then play king F3 and whatever. I mean, whatever you want, yeah?
Yes, yes. E5 would be very safe here, considering that she has only 40 seconds on the clock.
Do you think she's listening to your commentary? She's playing all the moves expressly.
It was tough for both of us to hear each other. I think she can't hear me by any chance. But she's playing. I'm very
Right.
impressed with Black's play, clearly showing difference in strength.
Right.
My only worry is the time now. King f3, I
Mm-hmm.
would play instantly here. And usually in endgames,
Like,
yeah, she finds this trick of simplifying into a pawn endgame. Good. So you give up a pawn, but then all the kingside pawns fall, allowing in. Yeah, this
yeah.
is just over, in my opinion, for white now.
Yeah, very good play.
Indeed. Very
So,
clean. No, not a single mistake from black. Very clean play.
yes.
And if you think about it, they're just 14 years old, even less.
Right.
For that, it's very impressive for a blitz game.
Yeah, that's true. Also, I feel like Kazakhstan, like Central Asian players are a little underrated. I have
True.
always felt that, especially, I
True.
mean, all the women players that I know are definitely underrated. So,
Why do you think it is that? Why do you think
mm,
they're underrated?
because they don't play as many tournaments as, let's say, Indians or even Chinese kids, because
Hmm.
they have a lot of tournaments in China itself, and even in India, we have a lot of tournaments. But I think in the Central Asian countries, they don't have as many tournaments. So,
Right, 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 right. It could be, but I've noticed that they have this Russian culture because they're from Kazakh.
that's true. Yeah.
They are very good in end games like this,
Mm-hmm.
and their technique is very good. So I know some grandmasters who are very good in this
Mm-hmm.
technique part of the game, converting
Okay.
positions like this. Um, so yeah, I mean they do have like a chess culture in the country, which helps. but I guess there's lack
Yeah,
of opportunity, less
right.
tournaments.
Yes. She's played really well and she'll soon convert the position. Okay, now
Yeah,
she's everything up.
in my childhood, sometimes while playing Blitz, I used to get overexcited, and I have made stalemates. So that's the last trick, because you get too relaxed and you pre-move in
Right.
Blitz. That's the main problem. So, but okay, it's like one in 1,000 games, or maybe even more. Very unlikely that it will happen. Is Black the
That's
top
true.
seed of the tournament?
Yeah, I think so. She's the top seed.
Mm-hmm.
Also, in like as we discussed a few times before, while following other tournaments in online, she never resign. Yeah, but now she resigned, but there's always some
Mm-hmm.
chance of winning on this connection.
Internet,
So
indeed. But she decided to throw in the towel.
yeah,
That was a good game by Amina. I guess we'll move to the next game right now. Again, a rook end game, and
okay,
white seems to be winning, but black has 5 seconds. Four. Okay.
okay.
Yeah, it's a very
Okay, this
simple
is
end
clearly
game to the pawn. Yes.
mm-hmm.
But I don't like king c8. Now black can
Rook
take on
takes
g2, c7. So
and
to
give
the
up the.
viewers, it's very important to. Yeah, sorry.
No, no, please go ahead.
No, I just wanted to inform that it's very important to know that the rook is cutting off the king, if you can see, and the king can never advance to help the pawn queen. Um, the rook on d6 stops the king from coming to g6 and so on. So now white should just bring the king back. Yeah, and this is just lost. Okay, good technique in the
Right.
end. So the
By
top seeds
Mungzul.
seem to be doing it so far. Hmm.
Yeah, they're playing well. And on this board, we have Mungzul from Mongolia, I suppose, and from Georgia. So,
Hmm.
yeah, it will soon be a checkmate.
Rook h1
There are a lot
checkmate.
of there are a lot of Iranian girls playing in the tournament, by the way. Maybe not this one. I
Interesting.
think it was under 17 section. There were a lot
Okay.
of kids from Iran playing.
Hmm. I see that this is also a completely winning position for white. She just has to push the pawns. Zero counterplay.
Right.
I think
So this
usually
will
what happens is in blitz even the momentum is very important. Like if you win a couple of games in a row, that really adds to the confidence. And if you lose one game, you can even lose the next game much easier because there's no time to recover after losing a game.
That's true. Makes sense. Okay, we have another game on the board where white is completely winning again.
But this is not so simple because bishop f2, white blundered. Now she has to
But
find a
maybe,
trick. f5, bishop
uh,
g3, attack the knight on e5. Can black find it? She found it. Wow, very impressive. And now it's just a draw because it's the opposite color bishop endgame. Yes.
right,
Uh, and the key thing is that even if white manages to get the bishop for the e pawn, it's still a draw because
right,
uh, white has the wrong bishop for the h pawn. Actually, a technique which is very common, which viewer would like to know, is that if you have the h pawn, you would need a dark squared bishop with white, and if you have the a pawn, you require light squared bishop. So right now this is just a drawn position because white has the wrong bishop to win the game. In the same position, if white had dark squared bishop, she would be winning. That's why. I think this game is very likely to just end in a draw right now.
Right.
White seems to be trying though. I don't know what, but she seems to be hopeful.
Yeah, I think it's hard to take a draw in a blitz game, no? Like, especially, I
Yeah.
mean, trying till the end. I mean, especially
Yes.
when you're a
Yes.
kid and you don't know your opponent, it's even
Y-
more tempting to try till the end.
Yes. Also, the fact that you were winning earlier, like she had three pawns, and then it feels bad to make a draw. So of course one keeps on trying, but
Right.
looks tough. But at least this is an upset. A higher rated player um, getting only half a point in this match.
Mhm.
So the first upset and 120 moves played. That's quite a lot. Yeah,
Wow.
and it's just about when to decide to make a draw. I think it's threefold repetition. Yeah, and it's a draw.
Awesome. So I guess all the games for the second round also must be over because they played for so long.
Yes, I
Right.
imagine so. So I see that there are, I think, around 7 people on 2 points,
Yes.
if I'm
Eight
not
people
mistaken.
on eight. There are eight girls on 2 points and
Oh, okay.
three on 1.5.
Okay, so there are eight
So
people. I think this matches will be interesting because all the players are very closely rated now, like 1900, 2000. So it'll be a tough
right.
match, I suppose. Maybe,
Yes.
these matches could be the crucial factor for the standings, um, especially the first few rounds. Who builds up the momentum?
Yeah, and I see that the girl who's on the top right now, she's not rated. So
Oh,
I mean, that's
oh,
also. I mean, I'm curious to know whether she's actually rated over the board or she's not rated. She's an
mhm,
unrated player.
mhm.
Maybe she never played on this platform earlier, and that's why she's unrated. That could also be the case. But she's from
Oh,
Georgia, so
okay.
they have a very chess culture. So,
True. There was the chess Olympiad, which was held in Georgia in
mhm.
2018,
Eight.
and also the World Cup was held in Georgia in 2017. So definitely, they do have the chess culture, and the government of Georgia is definitely putting a lot of funds in the growth of chess, which is very nice
Mhm.
to see. Um,
They have a
and
very
are these
strong
rates? Oh yes, oh yes. I think they have one of the best women teams, right? Many
yes,
grandmasters there.
they are always in medal contention and they have a lot of grandmasters. And
And
like
one thing I've
Nona
noticed that they're
Gawat,
very aggressive.
really? Yes,
Most
that's
of
true.
them,
And they're
most of
very
them.
well prepared in openings also. I have felt that.
True, true.
They,
It's amazing how much the culture makes a difference. If you have a culture, if you have the right environment, automatically you builds around it. So uh, very important to build that environment the same way we have for sports right now in India. Uh,
that's
and
true.
we can see that all the sports are growing rapidly.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, chess for me makes such a huge difference. I remember in 2016, playing Asian individual in Tashkent, Uzbekistan.
Mhm.
And imagine, yeah, it's such a strong tournament. And after I used to go to the park opposite it and watch people play in the park. People play chess in the park instead of
Oh
watching the Asian
yes.
games because it was so interesting for me that there was such a culture there that people actually play in the park with a clock and they used to play really well.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Retired,
Also they used to play table tennis, I think, if I remember
yes,
correctly, in the park.
yeah,
It was very
we used
nice.
to play table. Not them.
Well, they used to play as well. But yeah, I remember there used to be chess sets in
Yeah.
the parks. That's, I think in New York, it's very common. Uh, there are
Mhm.
hustlers who play there,
Uh-huh.
uh,
Uh-huh.
and they're supposed to be like very strong chess players,
Okay.
at least two rated or so. And they gather around in every evening in New York and they play. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I think the impact why this happened is because of Bobby Fischer, who won the world
Oh,
championship in 1972. So one guy who
right.
can make such a big inspiration, can be such a big of an inspiration. The same way we have in India, how Anand
That's
also inspired generations to play chess.
yeah, that's in general also having just even one role model makes such a huge difference to your sport, right? Just to imagine you can also reach there. Otherwise, like it just expands your imagination when someone else does it.
True, true. And you aspire to become like them. And once you have a role model, you also get a path on which to walk on, right? You just
Yeah,
see what they have done and you try to mimic them.
that's true. Yeah. I actually that's it's for the same reason because of this chess culture that I really like playing in Russia or Moscow, even though it's so cold there. Usually, Russian players themselves are like, "Oh, it's 15 degrees, 20 degrees. Why have you come all the way here to play?" But
Oh,
I
yes.
really like to play there.
I remember once I went to play the Moscow Open
Uh-huh.
and uh, like while I was checking in, we had to walk a little bit with our luggage to go to the hotel. And by the
Right.
time I reached the hotel, my hands literally froze. Like they became numb. I couldn't feel them. And like I actually started crying because I really did not feel my hands. It was that cold. And I literally sat near an heater. Like I didn't feel any sensation. So I completely agree with the Russian experience.
Oh my God. Yeah. That's why you should carry gloves now.
Oh, lesson learned.
Okay. Lesson learned. So the third round has started, and White is playing. Is it
It's a Sicilian
what
defense.
would you call it? With it? What would you call this opening? Does it have a name? Bishop D3, Queen
Um,
E2.
I I think, I mean, with black you can name it the Paulson, right?
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
Named after
Yeah.
a great player.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Paulson or Khan, you can name him. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
that's the opening. And White is going for like the most brutal way of attacking. Like she's going to go long castle right now,
Right.
without a doubt. Oh, what? I said
Oh,
long
she
castle and she was
shortcutted.
short castle.
Yeah. Yeah.
Kids
Maybe
have no
because she
fear.
played. Yeah, that's a unusual decision for sure.
Yes, I
And
would have preferred if long castle, White would go long castle.
yes, and now maybe bishop c6. There is a move like knight d5, which she's attracted to, perhaps.
Definitely. Will
But
she
it
play it
doesn't.
though?
No, she
No,
didn't.
she plays
She
bishop
didn't.
e3. Bishop e7 and short castle for black seems to be the normal idea.
Mm-hmm.
Knight
She goes
c5.
for
You know
knight
what I would
d5.
really play? I would play bishop to d4
Right.
here, just with the idea of stopping the castle. She plays b4. I think I've noticed that Amina, she's a very straightforward player. She plays the dragon. She plays such aggressive openings with white. She just wants to go for the kill.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that is a very good observation. I mean, so fast you have made a observation on her. I didn't have anything to know so far. Yeah, makes
Well,
sense.
I
Dragon, I think.
doubt how. Yeah, please go on.
No, also in general, players who play dragon are very aggressive. I mean, they just love to go for the attack, and
Yes. The
Yeah,
problem is
as
it can
kids
also
also,
backfire.
yeah. But as kids, we are always attracted to it, no? Like, oh, let's make this sacrifice, that sacrifice, and just checkmate our opponent.
Yeah, yeah. We are attracted towards the, gimmicks or like what fancy moves, I would say. I
Right.
don't like knight d1 because it doesn't seem in the spirit. Now your pieces are retreating, although
Right.
black still has to finish the development. I would really consider the move e5, e6, e5 to take the bishop.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think she will play
But
it?
she has to play it at some point. Otherwise, how does she develop her bishop on f8?
One idea could be to play bishop e7 and sacrifice the g7 pawn and go for
And
attack
then,
herself.
right, bishop g7, bishop e7, oh, she played d5. Okay.
d5,
Okay.
but now e5, and I really like white's position. She should play e5. E takes d5, also an option, but slightly more risky. Knight c3
Hmm.
played.
She comes back
Okay.
knight c3. Okay.
What do you think of the
Uh,
position? Would you prefer white or black?
I would prefer white even now because
Hmm.
black's development is not over, and now next move I can play rook e1.
Yes. I
So
guess queen c6 is a good idea to just keep it that option. And look at the time difference, 1.5 minutes extra. That's a
there
big,
is a
big
lot.
time difference. Now g7 pawn is hanging. Will she take it? I don't see any
Yeah, she will
problems.
definitely
Yeah.
take it.
Rook
And
g8.
then rook g8.
Bishop
And now
comes back.
h6. Does it work? Oh, she didn't go for it. Okay. I was thinking about h6 in that position.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would now think of some move like a4 even. Like bring the rook in the game and try to go for the kill because the king is stuck in the center.
It's bishop d6, queen d4 now.
Queen d4, very nice, very nice. I like that. Queen d4 is really a strong move.
It might cause some problems.
She has to find it though. But okay, even a move like f5 would have been good enough. I don't like this. She
Right.
gave up the bishop. That's really not in the spirit of the position. Now rook c6 to support the bishop.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think white messed up slightly. I don't know if it will cost her the game, but it's definitely not the best way to play. Bishop c5, go for it.
Maybe bishop
Oh,
c5 and that's it. Yeah, actually bishop into c5, pawn into c5, queen c7. It's not so bad, huh?
yes, yes, yes. I really did not like white giving up one of the bishops. That was the key attacking
Mhm,
piece, and you can see from her time as well that she's
mhm,
thinking. She also doesn't feel the position that clearly anymore.
mhm, mhm.
This is a chance for
So
black.
now she has to
I
play
would,
rook f2 perhaps.
yeah, I would try to bring the f rook on the d file. She played rook f2.
Mhm.
Interesting. Bishop e7. Now the c2 pawn could be in danger. Um, I guess she'll play rook d2 to defend
Rook
it.
d. Okay, yeah,
But
it's a good defense
anyway, I
move.
feel like black is. Look at the time difference now, like hardly a few seconds. As I was
Right.
speaking about the
But
momentum.
yeah, but black's position is still a little bit stuck because of his rook on g8. She has to solve that problem. So
Agreed, agreed. But
I don't
in
know.
Blitz, especially now, it's all about psychology, I feel. Um,
Right.
in my opinion, at least.
There is one option like bishop f8, bishop g7. I don't know how good it
Hmm.
is.
Black has just decided that she'll just wait, like Queen 7 or something, and
Right.
let White come up with a strategy to win.
Oh,
Bishop
okay.
d8
Bishop
idea, bishop
e8.
d6, bishop d4.
Okay.
Okay, she's being tricky. I
Yeah.
like that.
Now queen e3 followed by bishop c5. So maybe
Yes,
bishop
it's a
e7
very
bad.
close.
No, she played rook c6.
It's like
Oh, she has
Tom and
very
Jerry,
less
you know.
time. Uh,
They're just trying to catch each other, but no one seems to be succeeding. Maybe flag. Oh, 1 second. She
yeah,
played the
she has
last move with
very
one
less time.
second. Oh my god. Ooh, she played with point 0.2 seconds on the clock.
Maybe now rook f3. Acha, c3. C3 is a good move. Defending
Yes, I
everything.
like it. Put everything on the dark square. Wow, that point two
Oh, now
second
rook
was
d1.
scare.
Now bishop b6. Okay, queen d3. Bishop b6 now. There is a checkmate. Bishop b6.
Oh, oh,
Oh no,
bishop
not
b6.
checkmate, but it will be. She'll win the g8 rook. Okay, she didn't go for it.
Ooh, queen c6. I would play queen c6. Try to get some attack yourself.
Oh, you're right.
Queen c4 check. The position hasn't changed much in the last 30 moves, but White's still in the driving seat. Oh,
Yeah,
oh,
now the
oh my God.
rooks are getting
She
exchanged.
had
Queen a7 check.
1.9 seconds. How is it possible?
Now, oh my god, she got queen d4 check, but queen a7 check was so strong.
Yes,
Okay,
yes. I think it's nerves, when you're so low on time, your mind
right.
really stops functioning because of the time pressure issues. But White is still winning pawn up, extra pawn, and she feels comfortable, I feel, right now,
Yeah,
judging from the speed,
yeah.
because
She's
there's
going
no
to play
danger.
h5. She did play h5, and
Now king
now
g4, bring the other rook to h1 and h7. hmm Good technique. King f5. Okay, yeah. I feel now
for the
she's
ace,
confident and she will win this. Yes.
and she's feeling
Okay,
good.
now
Yeah,
it's in the bag. Yeah. She took a practical decision, exchange queens.
right. Yeah, she's playing very well. She handled the endgame very well. Oh, like you
Exciting
said,
game. Yeah.
yeah, and
Russian
they are very
culture.
good. Yes, it's a good. Oh, rook f6, rook d6 was also winning, but this is also good
Yes,
enough.
rook f8 and just go for the queen. Rook f8, king f5, there are some tricks trying to checkmate. But she saw that. She ran away in time, in the nick of time.
Right, king
King
f8 and
f8
it's
and
over.
g8. Yes, king
No,
f8 and
she
g8.
d7. Okay,
She's
she's
like, I'll
enjoying her
take even a
position.
d5 pawn.
Yeah, she's very happy to play this game.
Tough fight,
So
tough
king
match,
f8.
but White's winning this. I guess Black will
Right,
resign any moment.
right. Good game, good fight, and
Yeah.
both
Ooh,
like even Black
uh,
was being very like patient. She was defending quite a lot, even though it was a very difficult position in the middle game. So,
yes,
and
yes,
she had
yes,
such
indeed.
less time. She
Like
managed to make a
1.9
lot of
seconds.
moves.
Like, I don't even know, because with every move you play, you get 2 seconds, right? And at some point, the
Yeah,
clock showed 1.9 seconds. Like, how is it possible? So it must have gone below zero. It was some kind of a glitch there, but yeah, epic match. And I see
yeah,
that there
very
are
good.
4 people on 3 points right now.
Right. 4 on 3, only one girl on 2.5, and a lot of players on 2.
So I suppose she got on 2.5 because she played 1.5. She played on 1.5 and she won the last game. That's the
Right.
only way she could get there. But yeah, I think this we have seen 3 games of this Kazakh girl, Amin,
Mm-hmm.
and she so far has been very impressive. I would say, looks like one of the
Right. She's
favorites
very,
to win.
yes, definitely. And there is one girl from Mongolia, I guess, and Iran, and one from Israel, who like the other three girls who are on 3 points right now.
Is that Israel? I don't see it very clearly. It could be.
Yes. It's Kazakhstan. No, it's Israel. Israel.
No.
Israel. The fourth,
Uh,
uh,
yeah, yeah. Okay.
the
Looks
girl
also a
on the
little
fourth.
bit like Argentina, by the way. I'm not sure
Oh,
if it's
really?
Israel.
Oh, yeah, I actually can't see the flag very well, so probably
Yeah,
Israel.
yeah, me
Yeah, it
neither.
could be Argentina because of her name, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Francisco
she- uh, yeah, you're right.
sounds more Argentinian than Israeli.
Spanish sounds. That's true.
I guess all the
Interesting.
games for round three are over, and the next game will begin quite soon. Um,
Yes. Also,
like,
I think
did
the
you
kids.
play a lot of Blitz in your childhood?
No, I didn't. Did you?
Yeah, I used to play a
I didn't
lot
play much.
online.
Online
That
you didn't.
was,
No, when I was a kid,
yes.
there was not much online culture.
Oh,
Um,
yeah.
I was
Mhm.
already a teenager by the time ICC became popular and the other chess platforms came in.
It is so
Yeah, you used to
addictive,
play
I
a
must say, playing Blitz. Yes,
lot.
yes, yes. And it's very addictive because I think in when it comes to sport, the most fun part is when you play, right? That's the most fun
Yeah,
part of the sport, and
right.
the luxury of playing from home. And I remember there was no laptop. There used to be like a old PC with like a very poor screen. Like we could
Yes.
actually see the screen moving. That was like that quality. Uh, if you remember, and I mean those screens where if it stops working, you hit it, and then it starts working again.
Like a scooter.
Yeah. So yeah, those were the monitors back then. Robust. Uh,
Oh, so you played a lot of Blitz, is it, in your childhood? That's yeah, I think it's very good to play Blitz actually. But when I was a kid and even for a really long, I was told that it's not a good idea to play a lot of Blitz and Rapid. It spoils your game. But now, obviously, we see that that's not true. I mean, it actually just helps you in so many ways. It helps you in your reflexes and tactics and speed, general time management.
exactly. Like if you see all the players who are upcoming, they are from this internet generation and they play all the time. So that's a testament to online blitz or online chess. It's just
Right.
about practice. And it also shows that so many things we just hear them and we take it for granted. Like online chess
Yeah,
is bad for you, or like
exactly.
blitz chess is bad for you, and we don't even have our own opinions or own thoughts on it. We just like, okay, they said it, so it must be true, unless someone
Exactly.
challenges that opinion.
That's very
Important
true.
to question our mindset.
Yeah, I read a quote, I think it was by Einstein, that the sign of an educated mind is to be able to think for yourself.
Mm, that's a good quote.
Yeah, it's a very deep thought.
Yeah, because the thing is, if anybody with an slightest authority says something, we take it
Right,
or consider it to be the truth, or we completely rebel against it. Usually,
right.
we go for these two ways. Mostly, we accept it that this must be true. Even what we read, we never question it. Like whatever is there in the books, for example, some author has written it, we just accept it as how it is. So when it comes to chess,
That's
I think this was one of the myths. Can you tell me if there were like any more myths which like you heard in childhood but later on uh, you found it other way around?
the biggest myth which is prevalent even today, I feel, is that you have to play e4 to get some attacking positions and d4 to get positional. I don't believe in it at all. I think it depends on your style. I mean, I mean, how does the first move dictate how the game is going to go? And even in e4 and d4, there are so many sidelines, there are so many variations. It depends on how the game is going to proceed, right?
Yeah,
Like
it's
only one
too,
move,
I
how
would
can it
say,
determine how your
it's too
game will
basic
be?
of an opinion. Like e4 is for attack, d4 is for solid. Like it's too generic,
Yeah,
because even in that there are like more criterias.
yes, that's true. And yeah, there's so many such myths. I mean, um, you should okay, in general also, I myself had all these opinions that you should always play dynamically, aggressively for checkmate. And then a player like Vidit comes around, he's like so calm, playing positional chess, reaching 2700, and I'm like, अच्छा ऐसा भी कर सकते हैं. Yeah, I remember, like, for example, knight off. Yeah, I used to only play bishop g5 knight off until for a
Mm,
really long time, like bishop e3, knight off, bishop g5. Like, there's very aggressive lines, and then you realize, oh, g3 also works. Quite lines also work well.
true. We need to expand
There-
our knowledge. Like we have to try out everything to know what works best for us. Until like we
Right.
just try to make one thing work, instead of that, try many things and see what works for you.
Yeah, and you need to keep evolving. I mean, if you're going to, you can. I mean, chess is anyway so vast. It's no fun to just be a player of one specific genre anyway, right? I mean,
True,
you'll miss out on so many things if you
true.
stick to one thing.
Talking about missing out, don't think our opponent. Ah, okay, she's back. She's back. I think it was a glitch. I thought she missed out on her first move, but she's there.
It's a French defense, and
Interesting. Uh, Big rating difference, by the way.
Mhm. So, do you play Tarash from either side with it? I don't play it from side actually.
Yeah, I played French quite a lot, and I really
Mm-hmm.
played the C5 system, which Black
Mm-hmm.
has played. I like it. And in my childhood, I used to play a lot of French. There was this
Mm-hmm.
book of Unziker, I think.
Mm-hmm.
He was a
Mm-hmm.
specialist from Germany who only played French, and that was my
I see.
source of wisdom when it comes to French. So
I see.
I used to read a lot of books, and they helped me, gain knowledge. I still like reading them.
Yes,
Do
I
you
know
as well?
you read a lot of books. Yes, yes, I love to read books, but ever since I've discovered Instagram, I'm only reading Instagram posts.
Uh,
I need to have some sort of a, what is it called? Detox from Instagram. Yeah.
I think Bishop G5 is a good move now. Okay, White is just going straight for the attacking setup, like F6, Queen E4, aim at the king.
Mm, right. So he'll play Bishop G5, perhaps, right?
Yes, I
Develop
would
his Bishop
I would play
and
D5. I would play Knight D5 right now.
mhm. Oh, he played
G6
D6.
I don't like it. Like Bishop at 6 seems like a good move.
Yeah. Weakens a lot of squares around the king.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Even Bishop G5 would be, because if you exchange
Yeah.
the dark squared bishops, I think it's a good thing for white, no? Okay, but there
Well,
is no
it
need
depends on
because
which position. Yeah,
yeah,
I would
there is
consider
no
playing
need.
Knight G5, some Bishop C4, try to get some tactics. But one has to be careful as well, because let's say you play Knight EG5, and after Knight G4, your bishop on H6 is trapped. So,
Right. I was thinking of
uh,
playing H3 actually to prevent any knight G4s in the future. But
mm, yeah, that's actually sensible. But I don't think White will play that, especially in a blitz game.
mhm,
She plays
mhm.
Bishop
She
G5.
goes for
She's
bishop.
confused actually. Yeah,
Mhm.
Knight D5 is an automatic move right now. I would really consider
And bishop.
That
Right, and also it threatens knight f4 as well, apart from
yes,
bishop
yes.
g5. So,
She plays knight
oh,
e4.
she took.
That's a slightly poor move. Queen e4 and now queen h4 on the next move after bishop b7 with a attack. I like this position for
Mhm,
white. What about you?
mhm. Yeah, I think she'll definitely play bishop b7 here. I'm just wondering what can black do against queen h4?
I guess some
Uh,
move like h5 maybe. Oh, bishop g5. Interesting.
g5, okay. And he played
h6.
h6. But what about knight
Wait,
f7?
f7. Yes, knight
Yeah.
f7. Will she find it?
Oh wow, knight f7. I'll find it. I think so.
She's thinking. Probably she's calculating that. I
She's
don't
probably
think she played
calculating
knight
knight
f7 though.
rook
She
d3.
played it.
She did. She
King
did.
f7.
She did.
King f7.
Is she thinking
Only
about
way.
king f7? Yes, but then queen d6 and at least three pawns.
Yeah, queen
Um,
g6, king f8.
and now
Things are heating up.
queen
Very exciting position.
h6.
Then you can bring the queen to g7, for example. So it's not over.
Oh,
Oh
she
no, she gave up the knight. She
okay,
panicked.
but
She
then
panicked there.
right.
Yeah, now it's just like
But
bishop
then,
g6. Very strong move. Yeah, and it's crushing. I think bishop g6 is
H,
not that difficult to find. But
yeah,
she's thinking, I mean,
quite
I
sure
don't know
she'll
what.
find it.
Whenever we
Uh,
say that, they play the different move. So
really? Okay. Because if she found knight f7, I thought she'll definitely find bishop g6. Yeah,
yeah,
she did. She
you're
did.
good at guessing your moves. Now queen e7, I guess. Yeah, I think
Mhm.
this is 1-0. I mean, um, so far clearly white has played much better than her opponent.
Yes. Yeah, queen e7, rook d8, queen d8, queen f3.
Or you could even play queen f3 right away.
Oh, that would be nice. Oh, queen f3 is finish. The rook
Well,
f8 is
not
there.
really.
Okay, not yeah. Oh,
Queen
queen
c7, a very
c7.
strong move.
Much
Even better
stronger.
move
Much,
than, yeah.
much
Okay,
stronger.
impressive stuff. Bishop a6. Try to play for some tricks at least. Attacking the rook on f1.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, it feels like black is under huge pressure right now.
Yeah, it will be checkmate soon. She
Bishop
did play
a6
bishop
played.
a6.
Okay, okay, that's good. I like that she's fighting. Queen h7, king f8, queen h6, queen g7. Wait, is
Queen
it
f4.
clear? I
Queen
don't think
f4
it's
maybe.
clear anymore. She took.
But why did
Now
she
how
play
do you
queen
defend?
f4?
Yeah, she should have given a check. She panicked on with 30 seconds on the clock. Oh my god, this could be an upset if black manages to win this from a dead lost position. And she's really, I mean, I can imagine her really shaking her head, upset about this position. Before
Yeah,
bishop
that was a
f1,
pity.
it
Okay,
was
but she
indeed
still
rook
can
d2.
rook
Well, the tide is in black's
d1.
favor now.
Yeah, it's hard to suggest moves. Now rook d8 and
Yes,
maybe
g
g3.
bishop
Ah,
f3,
bishop
rook c2, and double the rooks on the seventh rank. Play rook c2. e4. I don't
okay, she has
understand
given up
this. Why?
one more pawn.
Rook d2. And time difference. Black is up on time. Maybe this is like a second life, you know. You get so excited after you get a life from nowhere. So high
But she'll
chances
win
that
one more
black might
pawn
win
now.
this. Oh no, what an
She
upset. Oh my god. Biggest upset, I think, from a completely lost position. Wow, this is amazing.
Wow. So rook b3, obviously, and then maybe g4, split king h6. Okay.
King g5, king g3, and now you
Okay.
take the pawn.
F.
Bishop e6. Uh, c5. Okay, there's still some chance. Rook
Okay.
b5.
Rook
Okay, rook
b2 she
b2
played.
played. c6.
Maybe
c6. Okay.
acha.
It's all about instincts now. And white is on 2 seconds, 1 second. Yeah. I feel bad
King
for
g3.
the white player
Yeah.
after winning. I mean, losing from a winning position is one of the worst feelings. I mean, as a chess player, we all can understand that.
It's very upsetting. And it affects your next game some most of the times unless you are a really
Yes. And you think about
strong person
everything.
and
Like
yes.
you lost a laptop and all stuff, all these thoughts come to your mind. But Black's technique also is shaky. I mean, anything could happen here. Uh, like she's not pushing the a pawn. If White wins this is the
Yeah.
craziest game I've seen so far.
Yeah, and now maybe white is not so bad, yeah, because the pawns are so far advanced. Is white winning now?
Yeah,
No, there is
King
no
f6,
chance. Rook
Bishop
b6, bishop
f7.
f7, rook b6, rook
Black
b6
has
needs to
messed
be
up
played.
big time.
Okay, rook b5. Okay,
Oh my god. Now King h5 and g6. Maybe that's what she wants.
check.
f5 a2. Play a2. Oh, finally a2 played.
Okay, okay.
Okay. Now
So
give a
now
check.
it will.
Give a check.
She will definitely give
King
a check.
g4. But is
And
it
can
so
she
clear? Oh,
convert?
rook f2. Very good move. Very good move, rook f2.
Yeah.
Now King g6. Play King g6. Yeah. Finally, yeah.
Awesome.
She understood that at some point she has to just like think and find the best way rather than just playing the moves and hoping to win it automatically. By the way,
Now
don't
king
take King
g5 would.
g5. h7. White would
Yeah,
win
exactly.
again.
That would be.
Okay, now it's winning rook f5. Rook f5. Yeah. h7, King h7. Yeah. It's winning now. Wow. What a turn
Awesome.
around. What a turn around. That was
So bishop
crazy.
a6
That
was
was
the
crazy.
key move with it.
Yeah, as I said, try to make as difficult as possible for your opponent when you're losing.
Basically, it is
Sometimes it
possible
just
to
works out.
win. Yeah, basically, it is possible to win any position if you keep fighting. I mean, if your opponent also needs to cooperate a bit, but as you mentioned, it kind of makes you feel a little down if your opponent is fighting a
Yeah.
lot. You can't win immediately.
Well, I would say that
Mm,
not every game you can win. But out of 10, I think you can save 6 or 7 games. That's also a big number. Instead of losing
yeah.
10 games, you at least save 6 of them. So, the spirit of fighting, I think, seen in the younger generation quite a lot. They don't give up easily. They just keep fighting. Mm. So, what
It's,
are the standings after round four? Two people on 4 points. Oh, I see that the Kazakh girl who we were following, she has lost the last game and she's now on
yeah.
3 points. And Yazdani, Francisco, both of them on 4 points. Amazing. So, still a tough fight. And on the third spot, we have another Iranian girl, Masumi. So it's
Right.
still a open match. It's still an open match. Anybody can still make a comeback, as we saw in last game. You can't say it's over until it's over.
So the next match will be between Francisco and Yazdani, I suppose.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yazdani must be very happy right now getting that win in, and that will definitely boost her confidence going into the next round.
yeah,
As I
yeah.
said, losing winning position is one of the worst feelings. But winning losing position is one of the best feelings as well because you had given up the hope and then suddenly you win.
That's true. I am thinking about like the worst position that I have won, and I think it was a. I didn't win it. I actually drew it, but I remember it as if I won the game itself because I was so happy. It was a team
Which,
tournament, especially it was in World Team Championship, such an important tournament, and my opponent missed a mate in one, and I drew this game.
wow,
So
really?
I have a wonderful memory of this game because I had no hopes of saving
This
it.
should happen more often, no?
That's true.
So before going into this round, we were talking about the myths, and now I
Right.
also remember one more myth that is, which people told to Nakamura, for example, who is world number 3, 4, something like this, and they
Right.
told him that streaming chess
Mm-hmm.
will affect his game.
Mm-hmm.
He has won so many tournaments already this year, and he's breaking that
Right.
myth as well. Like, streaming chess is harmful to your game, something like that. But he has broken that. What do you think about it?
Yeah, and even you are breaking this myth with it, not just Naka. So I think,
So
yeah,
far,
I don't.
yes.
I think,
But
yeah, I agree. I agree. This myth has been definitely broken. Even I had this myth, of course. I think many people had this myth, and
Mhm,
it's
mhm.
just. But basically, there are two ways I think of approaching your work. Like one is only do your work, and one is to do everything that you want to do because it gives you joy, and because you're joyful and your life is good, you do well in your work as well, right? I
Yeah, I
mean,
was reading a book yesterday, and the book is called The Psychology About Money. Okay, it's one of the best books I've read so far. Um,
what name of the book?
I would really
Psychology
recommend it. S- Psychology of Money.
of money. Okay, I'll note it down.
Yeah, and so it's a very good book. It's a recent release, only due to
Uh-huh.
COVID-19 pandemic. It has been released. I would definitely recommend that. And in that, there was a question about happiness and work. So it said that, like, I'll be paraphrasing, but it's not necessarily that more wealth leads to more happiness. Of course, wealth is super important, but uh, the amount of freedom one has while working or while earning that wealth actually is one of the biggest factors in determining the happiness in work life. So the more freedom you have, the more happier you are, even if the pay is less. But if you're in a job or any work where you earn more, but you don't have the freedom of doing what you want to do, or you have to work
Mm-hmm.
according to constantly according to someone else's instructions, or where you basically don't have that freedom, the
Mm-hmm.
happiness was less. This was one of the studies, and I reflected upon it. It makes a lot of sense, because human beings, we don't like to uh, do things which we don't actually want to do. Um, so that's one of the,
True.
as you said, like streaming also, you enjoy it and that gives you joy, that automatically helps you in the game, for example.
Yeah,
Well, but we
and
cannot
also
apply
we
it
are
to everywhere, like
streaming.
we just play video games.
True, that's also true. But that's another way, right? Many people, players, they play video games during tournaments as well, and it sort of relaxes them.
Yes, yes.
Whereas there are
In fact, when I
players who
got,
will be, huh.
yeah, go on.
So, as opposed to players who are very serious and very focused in a tournament. So, there are like two drastically different approaches, and both of them seem to work. So, it finally depends on your person. I don't
Yes,
know.
yes. So also, for example, during tournaments, we see so many ideas or notions that you should do only act in a certain way, then only you'll get success in the tournament. And we blindly, most of the times, follow it without using our own logical thinking, I feel, rather than figuring out what works for us.
Yeah, exactly.
So
And
for
I
some
think
people,
this,
waking up early might work for them rather than sleeping late.
mhm. Also this concept of relaxing, like playing video games relaxes your mind. This concept of relaxing is sort of alien to sports person. I think we're like us chess players, especially. I think we are. I don't know. I mean, it took me a very long time. I think even now I'm not very familiar with it. Oh, you should just let go. It's okay to relax your mind and do things that
Really?
calm you
I
down.
think
Yeah, I
human beings are same. Like we all procrastinate and like as you said, watch Instagram stories. So
But how is
yeah, but
your tournament routine? Is it fixed or it differs from tournament to tournament?
so I am one of those players who will prepare until the last minute of the game because I don't want to have that feeling that I could have done better. Like if I lose or something, I really hate that feeling that oh, only if I had prepared. So for me, in a tournament, to watch a movie or something is very tough because I feel like those 2 hours I couldn't spend on chess, and that would help me more than this. The downside is that you can also burn out by spending so much energy. So I think any extreme approach is bad in general. Anything extreme in life, like anything, need to have a balance. So I think too much of relaxation also will not help you because you just like are not
Right.
focused, and too much preparation will have the counter effect of burning.
Absolutely agree.
So I think
Okay.
the next games have begun.
Yes, the next games have begun, and it's going to be a reti. Is it going to be a reti? Let's see. No,
Yes,
it's
and well, it's kind of a retty, I would say.
uh,
Would she play e3 or g3? What do you think? G3,
she
yeah,
played.
double fianchetto. So those who don't know, the fianchetto means when you put the bishop on g2 or b2 and develop it sideways. It's considered very trendy nowadays to do that and one of the safest options.
Right.
I always prefer
Well,
such positions for white because of the ease of play.
yeah, white has more options, right, to choose from. Is that
Yes,
I feel so.
yes, but
Can
I don't like
choose
what
which
white
set.
has done because
Queen
d3,
C2.
queen c2. Yeah, I mean,
Hmm.
what is the queen attacking? Usually they put the queen on e2.
Mhm.
So I like black's position more now. And look at the time difference, 30 seconds up, more confident.
Mhm.
Francisco playing so far quite well.
Yeah. Oh, she's definitely
It is.
Argentinian. Looks, there are four words in her name, and that's because they have mother's name, father's name, and I think even like they even add their village name to their name, as far as I read.
Oh, oh, really?
So
I think you
yeah.
definitely know a lot about Argentina, considering that you won your World Junior Championship in Argentina. So I'll take your word on it. I'll believe that.
Okay, thank you. That's not the reason I know that.
It's always one of the countries I've wanted to visit. Must be beautiful. I've heard a lot about it, Argentina.
Oh, I actually didn't get to, how we are. Yeah, we are just in a hotel
Yeah.
and we claim that
Yes.
we went to this country, whereas we just went to that
Yes.
hotel. But
Yes.
on the next day, we did go to watch some whales
Mm-hmm.
to a nice place. We didn't spot any whales, but we had a good time. We went to a beach and seaside, sorry, and it was very beautiful. Oh, and it was so windy. It was super windy in Argentina. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know. I mean, I can't even describe it. Like you couldn't even walk straight in Argentina. I don't know what it was. Okay, so now,
Night
now,
before, I would consider. I would really play knight e4 here with black.
Uh-huh. Yeah, and blocking the bishop. You'll take with the c pawn and block the b2 bishop.
Yes, yes, yes. But she's thinking
Ah, she took
bishop
on
b2 is
f6.
not so good because now queen b2. And why is she thinking? Maybe there's some
Probably
internet issue.
wants
No,
to
okay,
play
it's
queen
fine.
f6, if I'm not wrong. I
Really?
think she wants queen f6, yes.
Oh, nice. You guessed that move.
No,
Queen
because
f6.
couldn't see why she would take on b2 otherwise.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Nice. I like that you are able to guess the girls' moves quite
And the
often.
14
Uh,
girls moves.
yes, because I guess you understand it better, their thought process,
Mm-hmm.
what they would want to play and why.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can you tell
So
the
even
next few moves?
no, I can't tell. I can't tell that. I was expecting instead of rook d1, I was expecting knight e5 for this reason. Like bishop a8 is a good
Hmm.
move. No? She prevented
I think I would
any
play
kind
king f1 here, like if I was white. Like
of.
I don't
Acha.
see how to improve any other piece. So one golden rule is like improve all your pieces. So just bring the king to the towards the center. In any case, you would need it there. Rook c2 played.
Rook c2.
Yeah, I guess she wants to
Like the
double on the c file.
mm-hmm. Rook c2. I don't like this move. I don't know why, but I don't like it so much.
Yes. Now she'll play rook dc1. I think double the rooks on c file. I guess that's the idea.
Mm. So even then,
But knight
knight
d5 is
d4
a
is
good
possible.
move. Yes, yes. I'm worried about that, but I mean, why would you play? She plays e3. Okay, not bad, not bad.
Mm-hmm. Maybe okay, f6. Yeah,
Six.
f6 is a good move. Protecting knight d5.
Ooh, but did she blunder because cd takes the pawn? Knight takes, rook takes, and then b5 traps the knight.
But you'll take with the pawn, na? Acha, knight takes him.
Yeah, but rook takes and b5.
Yeah, she
She takes with
blundered.
the pawn, but
Then
still
no, knight
b5
e.
is a good move. Yes, yes. Knight e3 is a defensive resource, but I think it's bad. It looks bad. Play b5, Francisco.
Oh,
That's the
at
way.
least we win a pawn because knight
Yes,
e3, knight into 3, rook c8,
yes,
pawn into knight, bishop g2, king g2, c3, and at least
yes.
black is a
That's
pawn.
what we are going to see on the board. Rook c3 will be played, yeah, and I think white has to go e4 and d5, like not care about the queenside pawns, or play
Mm-hmm.
d5 right away because rook endgames have a high drawing tendency. A4,
Oh.
I don't like it so much. Just b4 or even rook e3, yeah, yeah.
Oh,
Now
I
rook
thought
b3,
e4 was
d5.
fantastic. Okay, so
Now rook b5 and rook d5 attack the pawn on d4. It's a rook endgame. Um, but there's a weakness on d4, so black still has to show some effort. Now bring the king in the game. Yes, king f3. Okay, I have a feeling that it's 60% going to be a draw and 40% black wins. What do you think?
uh-huh.
Or it's
I
going
think
to
you're
be
right.
more of black win? Black has good chances to
I
win
think
though.
60 for black and 40 for white. Like 60 for the win and 40 for just for the effect,
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, you
because
just
you
changed.
predict someone so that someone can win the bet.
Yeah. Now rook b3,
And
cut
for
the king off, and then let's see g5 checkmate. Go for rook b3. Okay,
right,
she
oh,
doesn't
she plays
find that
g6
move.
first.
Hmm.
But she wants to play h6. She just didn't want to allow h5. That's why she played g6, I think. I'm able to predict all her moves. I just realized. She played G4, but
Yeah,
now G5 and
yeah,
on.
yeah. And now give a check. So your 60% prediction is going to come true. Uh, King F3, Rook B3 check.
But it's still a double pawn. So if okay, even I mean, if the D and E pawns get exchanged, it's not so.
But
It's
it's a
not
double pawn,
necessary.
Do
Yeah,
you think there's still some chance? As we learned in the last game, we have to keep on fighting till the end.
true.
King G2, King F4, yeah,
Oh,
Rook King G4.
this is smart.
This is very good because the king can't be checked anymore. Yeah, yeah, the
So the
60%
double
looks
pawn.
very bright now. Now
Oh,
again
now
G2
G2
and
and
King G3. Same idea. Same idea.
oh. So the double pawns came handy and black pawn. Awesome.
Yeah, black wins this game. A very nice win. Very
Yeah,
nice,
very
very
well.
nice. She played well. When she got this chance to play knight d4, she sees that, and in the end game also her technique was pretty good, very convincing. What a game! I think black is a piece up, but okay. Queen e4, knight g5. Okay, knight h4, knight g3 check. Okay, just give the check. Okay, take the queen over.
With
Yeah, white will
yeah,
resign now, I suppose. Yeah, there's simply no hope.
seven.
Some
Acha.
positions you can't even fight in. This is one of those.
Okay.
Yeah, black
So
wins this game.
awesome. Let's see the standings.
I think one game
Oh,
is
there
still
are
going on.
game
Yeah,
going on.
although it's about to finish. You know, Hari Krishna, who is one of the Indian players, his coach also taught him that never resign, and he has saved some amazing games when he was completely lost, and that too not in like some
Yeah.
basic tournament, but in World Championship, World Team Championship again. I'll definitely send you those games where it happened. So
Oh
one,
wow,
this reminds me
really?
of that. In his childhood, also he used to do this: play until mate. Doesn't
Ah,
matter what is the position.
wow. I never did that actually. And my brother, he's not a chess player, but he has played chess for 2 years. He used to play in some tournaments, and actually he started going to the chess class first, and then I also, didn't want to feel left out, so I also joined. That's how it happened. So
Oh, interesting.
So my brother, he always, even now, he tells me, no, you should never resign. You should play till the end. You never know. Anything can happen,
Mm.
whatever. And I'm always like, yeah, amateur advice. I always feel like such an amateur advice. But now that you mentioned that it was useful for Hari, I'm like rethinking my
No, the thing is,
priorities.
like, it just instilled the habit of not resigning or not giving up. So even when the person like had zero hope, just because of his habit, he was used to finding resources. So it was more about building the habit rather than that particular position.
That's
And if
true.
you see his
Yeah.
games, many saves he has done.
Yeah, he's very resourceful. He even won a completely losing game in the Olympiad just now. Rook end game, I think, right?
Oh
We were like
yes, oh
hoping he
yes,
will draw, and
yes,
then he actually won the game.
against Georgia.
Um, yeah, against
Against
Georgia. Yeah,
Georgia.
against Georgia.
Yes, yes. Very good memory, Soumya, right there.
Right. So when you are teammates with it and Hari is in the end game, you must be feeling very like secure. Yeah, okay. At least it will be a half point.
Well, yeah, defeating him in endgame is very tough. Very tough. So as a teammate, I'm happy, but as an opponent, I'm not happy when I play endgame with him.
So okay, so let's just go through the rules, tournament details once again. It's the first ever ISF World School Championship Online Chess 2020, and it is being held on the virtual competition platform Premium Chess. Boys and girls from 35 countries and 5 continents will participate in the ISF World School Championship Online 2020, and its broadcasting rights have been allocated to One Play Sports, which is broadcasting this commentary and the live games on uh, their Facebook, YouTube channel, and website. The players will be divided into two age categories, under 17 and under 14. Under 17 covers the players with the date of birth of 2003, 4, and 5, and under 14 kids are with the date of birth 2006 to 7. All tournaments will be played in blitz time control. It means that every player will have 3 minutes thinking time with an increment of 2 seconds per move. So after every move, when you press the clock, you get an addition of 2 seconds on your clock. Qualifying tournaments will be 9 or 11 rounds depending on the number of players, and the first 40 players qualify for the finals. So these are the finals that are being held for the under 14 girls tournament, and the first 40 players from the qualifiers are participating here. The final will be played over 9 rounds. Each tournament will start at 2 p.m. UTC, 7:30 p.m. IST, and 10 p.m. SGT. Technical meetings will be made 5 minutes prior to the beginning of each round. The TC will communicate and inform the participants about the tournament information at the Premium Chess ISF playing arena. Now to the prize fund, which is the most important part of the tournament for especially for the kids playing in the finals today, because I'm sure they're looking forward to the main prizes. The winner of each category will be rewarded 2003, 4, and 5 kids. That is the kids in the under 17 tournament, boys as well as girls. The winner will receive a right to participate at the ISF Summer Gymnasiad in Jiangjiang, scheduled to be held from 16 to 23rd October 2021, and be awarded one laptop, which I'm sure they're really looking forward to. And the kids in the 2000 in the under 14 category, boys as well as the girls, the winner will have a right to participate at the ISF Under 15 World School Games in Belgrade, to be tentatively from 26 June to 4 July 2021, and receive a laptop. Also, the first 8 ranked players in each age and gender category will get the ISF ranking certificate, while all the rest of the finalists will get a participation certificate.
Okay, yes. Hello, Soumya. And it was
Hello,
wonderful. It
Chaitanya.
was just it was wonderful to watch two grandmasters discussing about chess. I've been hooked on to One Play Sports from 7:30 the moment you began, and it was wonderful. The conversation, how wonderful to have Vidit along with us. I mean, young grandmasters that we have, and as you had rightly introduced him as well. Currently, the third highest rated player in the country with an ELO rating threshold of 2700. So legend. I'm in the presence of legends here, and this is something which is not so common in Indian sports. And when we talk of legends in sports, they all are, at the end of their career, during retire in the 30s, in the 40s, is when we give them the tag of legends. But in the game of chess, it's complete different. It's magic. We have youngsters who are legends, grandmasters like yourself. We had with it as well. A wonderful evening that we have had here with a brilliant conversation between the two of you.
Thank you, Chaitanya. It was such a pleasure to commentate along with it, and yeah, I really enjoyed myself as well. So thanks a lot with it joining us. I and I'm really glad that now you have joined us, joined me, and we'll go through the games together. It was a lot of fun commenting on the games last week with you, and look forward to today as well.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Artha. Thank you so much. I was listening to the analysis that Vidit and you were into. I mean, in cricketing terms, at times we call it as a bouncer as well. So it was. I was just seeing if I'm able to understand and get a clear understanding of the discussions between a woman grandmaster and the grandmaster. But I'm sure all chess enthusiasts have definitely enjoyed the conversation that the two of you have had about the games and all these youngsters under 14 girls finals, all of them having an ability, getting the chance to watch what you and Vidit had to say about how they were playing. At times, Vidit was also visibly unhappy with a few moves that were happening, but eventually also understood that these are under 14 girls, so it will take time for them to develop and reach a higher level in the game.
Yeah, and I think we also quite impressed by some of the games. So it was a balance, we would say. And yeah, in general, it's hard to play blitz. So we do understand that it's hard to find moves very fast, especially when you're low
Yeah.
on time. So obviously, it plays a huge role. The time factor plays a huge role in the quality of your games, but it also makes it more thrilling and exciting. So both sides to the same coin.
Oh yes, absolutely, absolutely right. You also mentioned about how important a laptop is as a gift and as a prize at the end of the competition. If I'm not wrong, you also mentioned that he won a laptop. It's always important, to play games or to, the tech savvy generation that generally is always is an amazing incentive to get on, and that is the wonderful initiative taken by ISF World Schools Championship Online Chess 2020. It's very difficult to get out or physically play the game, but when it comes to chess, absolute no barriers. The best way to play is online as well. The game that can be learned sitting at home, because not exact physical participation is required, so you can have trainings as well happening online. You can practice with a board, or the way that I consider myself as a champion against my phone now. Can always play against a phone, against our Android apps, or always online as well.
That reminds me, Chaitanya, have you switched the level of your phone from medium to hard, or you're yet to make that switch?
2 days training from the women grandmaster has made me go ahead from easy to medium.
Oh,
Maybe
easy to
this
medium.
weekend,
Okay.
and yeah, by the end of this weekend, I'll definitely go on to the hard mode. But medium, I played 3 matches. I lost one, but I won two. So that's something I consider as an achievement. So I can
That's amazing.
officially give you a certificate that you can be a good coach, because you have coached me in making sure that I have beaten my computer in the medium mode. I'll go on to the hard mode coming the next week.
That's awesome. I'm really looking forward to. I'm amazed at how we are also getting motivated by our own commentary. We are probably getting motivated by watching the kids play and fight so hard on the board. I think that is the main reason, which makes us feel like we should also do our best. I think
Absolutely.
so.
There's
Like
this
even
one
now,
question that was, yeah, sorry to interrupt. There was one question that was in my mind as soon as even Vidit and you were speaking about the game. Now we talk of legends and achievements generally in sports, and then this one particular cliche term that is always used, that at an early age, if you get success or you become the player it at times goes to your head, and then you maybe lose concentration. We have seen that happening in other sports, but that is a rarity in chess. I mean, we see youngsters. I mean, when you became the one grandmaster, you were young. We talk of the young brains that we have in Indian chess, but we don't see them getting carried away or just losing their focus in spite of getting success at an early age. So what is it? Is it with the coaching, or is it culture of chess that you don't get carried away by the success that you get at an early age?
Oh, it's a hard question, but I think there are a number of factors that weigh in on this. One of the first that came to my mind when you were asking this question was chess is extremely competitive as a game. Sorry, am I lagging? Do you think I'm lagging? Or
No,
it's
go
fine.
ahead, go
Yeah.
ahead, go ahead.
So chess is extremely competitive. I mean, there are always new kids coming up, and there are always new talents coming to chess. Every tournament, you see a new grandmaster, a new face
Yeah,
who's doing really well, who's the one to watch out for. So it's never been like, oh, there are only going to be these 4 or 5 people whom you're going to meet in every tournament, and you just need to be better than them, and that's it. In every tournament that you play, there is going to be a new player who is uh, going to great form, who's going to surprise you, and you have to be on your toes. So probably that is a big reason why chess players don't take their success too seriously. I mean, they always know that the next tournament is going to be tougher, and everyone is going to be better prepared. And I think another reason is just the culture. I mean, in general, most of the top players that we look up to, they have been very humble and approachable, and that
yeah,
passes
yeah.
on to us, and it just goes down with every generation. So it's also the culture, the atmosphere in the chess world that influences us, I think.
Yep, absolutely, absolutely right. The culture of the sport is so amazing. Other sports also should definitely take a cue from this, because you have youngsters being grandmasters, achieving success, but still important for, even in spite of achieving success, to have your feet near the ground and keep going ahead, because you never know who's working harder than you while you're celebrating. Someone else might be practicing hard. So ensure that you keep a perfect balance of both and maintain your success in the long run. Something that youngsters across the country should learn from chess.
Yeah, very well put, Chaitanya. So,
All right. So if I'm
how
not
has your week
mistaken, 5 rounds. Yes, yes. Go ahead. Go
been?
ahead. Go ahead.
Sorry, I
Go on.
was
Go
just
on.
asking you while we were on the break, waiting for the next round. How has your week been, and are you very excited to follow the finals? Because today we have the finals of the under 14 girls, and tomorrow the under 14 boys.
Absolutely, absolutely. Raring to go. It was under 14, because last weekend we did under 17, a little
Right.
elder kids. But under
Right.
14, just waiting for your opinions as well, as soon as the match starts, as to maybe silly mistakes. These are school kids, so in exams they at times commit those silly mistakes, silly errors. So there can be scope for those kids also committing those errors here. But definitely very excited, and we have weekends packed, wonderful weekends with chess, instant chess happening in 3.5 minutes, 3 hours, blitz chess with the under 14 girls category. So very excited, looking forward for some amazing games, some brilliant analysis coming from you as well about these games, your feedback to kids, which I'm sure we can send it across, and the kids can also listen to it. And that's the way of moving forward, isn't it? You listen to experts, you listen to those who have achieved success, you take their feedback, and that's how you go ahead. I'm sure, Soumya, you did the same when you entered the sport as a professional. You took in as much as knowledge, as much as feedback as possible, and that's how you climb the stairs.
Right. And actually, when I started to play chess for a really long time, chess commentary as a concept was not very popular. And it is only now in the recent years that um, commenting on games has really picked up. So I think in that sense, this generation can benefit a lot if they can pay attention to what the experts have to say on their games. Perhaps I'm not sure if it's always useful. Sometimes they play much better moves than we suggest. But at least some of the opinions shared and some of those suggested can come handy, I guess.
Surely can, surely
And
can.
yeah,
That's the very
it's a lot
motive
of fun
of
to
having
also,
experts.
yeah, and it's a lot of fun to also like comment on blitz games because you have to be really on your toes as well. Like even for me as a commentator, I don't have all the time in the world to think about what they are going to do, and so it's fun for me as well to comment and to see how they are playing, how they are approaching the game. One of the games, I'm not sure if you saw it. It was in the second round, I think. It was so thrilling. You know, at first white was completely crushing black, and then black found this resource, and white did not notice it, and black won that game. It was, and even the end game was very clear. Though black was better, it wasn't a very clear end game, but it was so thrilling to watch and follow and comment on. So yes, games are really exciting, and they um, you also learn a lot from them, and you enjoy yourself a lot as well as a commentator.
Oh yes, absolutely, without a doubt. Just a curious question: have you played with it? Have you played any games with it? And how has your experience been? Who has had the advantage in between the two of you?
I have surprisingly never played him in a classical
Okay.
game or a rapid game or even in a blitz game over the board. I have played him exactly once in an online game, which I lost. It was a blitz online game maybe last year. Uh, that's about it. I haven't played him surprisingly. Yeah, he's an
Okay,
amazing player,
we can
and
maybe
I have studied
organize.
a lot.
Yes,
By the way, he's
surely.
an
Yes, yes,
amazing
that's what I was
player, and I've
mentioning.
studied a lot of his games, and um, yeah, and in general also. He has this style of not giving his opponents any chance. He's like in complete control of the position. So it's a um, yeah, I really learn a lot by watching his games. So the games have begun, and we have a
Yes.
accelerated dragon. We have a dragon on the board, and this is the Morexibine structure against the accelerated dragon. Amina, by the way, she played Dragon. She played this opening in the first round as well, and she really Vidit pointed out that she likes to play direct chess and plays aggressive chess. So, like here also, she's going for a5, and she wants to gain space on the queen side. Yeah, I think it's a normal opening position. White should go for short castle. Perhaps, or maybe white can even play a move like, okay, she has played f3. Yeah, I was thinking whether to play h3 or f3 over there. Right, and now a plan for black could be bishop e6 and rook to c8, pressurizing the d5 pawn, pressurizing the c4 pawn, sorry. So, but but yeah, and when white plays knight d5, you can take on d5 with your bishop. That is an option. She goes for it. Um, right, bishop d3, idea rook c8, queen e2. White will play, and it's not easy. Maybe knight d7 now. Right, black can play knight d7 now with the idea to play knight e5. She does play that. So I think I'm expecting white to play knight d5 now. Let's see if she plays knight d5. So I'm expecting something like knight d5, bishop into d5. Now it's now probably white needs to play c into d5. She plays f4. Okay, she's
That's the pawn
prevented
move.
knight e5. a3. a3. Can you play f5? E into b2. F into e6. Pawn into rook. That would be fine for black. In fact, winning. a3 is a good move. So her idea was not only knight e5 but also a3. So she had two ideas after knight d7. And while white prevented knight e5, she did not spot a3. So now she has played b4. Now what about knight queen into b4? Yes, and knight b5. Okay. But now, right, now again, white is threatening f5. Now again, white is threatening f5. And what if white plays f5 now? Okay, first of all, the bishop is not hanging because bishop d7 always exists. Secondly, we can take on 3. And for f into e6, we can take on c1 and be an exchanger. So she took bishop c5. Now queen into c5 will be played, which is a
Suma,
check.
there's quite a difference in the time of both of them. If we talk of
Yeah.
white, she's taken a lot of time, just 47 seconds remaining, whereas with black, she has almost 2.5 minutes remaining.
Yeah, black clearly feels very comfortable in this position because she found such good ideas for herself. Like from the very beginning, she has found very good ideas for herself, whereas white is only been preventing black's ideas actually. So black simply feels more comfortable in these kind of structures. She has studied it better at home, and that's why she's able to the moves come naturally to her. She is not spending much time finding them. So now bishop into c4 works, I suppose. Yeah, you can take bishop into c4 and black will be okay. Basically, at the end of it, white can take on a3. That's the reason white is thinking whether to go for it or not, but I think she will go for it.
The time pressure will be on the mind of Monsul in white. 17 seconds. Yes, you get 2 seconds of increment, but there'll be a pressure of the clock ticking by.
It's a strange decision. Why didn't she play bishop c4? I'm quite surprised, but okay, it is fine. She went bishop d7. Now rook b4. Okay, she takes on c3. Now maybe queen d4. Sometimes when your opponent is under, okay, b5 and she will take on c4 next. Chaitanya, sometimes when your opponent is under time pressure, actually not sometimes, many times this happens that you yourself feel pressurized. You
Oh,
feel
okay.
like, oh, she's under time pressure. I should quickly win the game. I should set some trap and make sure she loses on time. I should take advantage of the fact that she's under time pressure. So it kind of makes you nervous, even though you you have managed your time well and everything's going good for you. Yeah, black
That's
is
quite a perspective. Yes, that's quite a perspective there. It can put the opponent in pressure if you are lesser seconds. You're playing it, so the opponent may be put under some pressure.
she's doing really well. Yeah, now you can take on b3 or maybe play queen d4. Both moves should be okay. Yeah, you can just actually you can even take on b3 and play c2. I think that's winning because after queen f7, king h8, there is no check. Right. She ended with rook c2. Now maybe queen to b4. Okay, rook c7. Okay, fine. See, she converts it because I'm sure black will win this. I'm actually, uh, I'm very sure that black will win this. It's just a matter of how she converts it. Now she'll attack the e4 pawn. So black is 2 pawns up. अच्छा अभी c2 आ रहा है क्या? Okay. Queen c3, hoping to hold the rook endgame. But black has connected pass pawns D and E, so she just needs to push them ahead, and they will win the game for her. Yeah, even rook e4 rook e4, rook a3. Sorry. So f6, f5, but rook g3. Okay, she did not play that. Even king c6, maybe king c5 now. King c5, rook g3, rook a6 we have. Acha. Now g5 or rook c4 and rook c2. Yeah, that's much better. And win the a pawn as well. And then you have far too many pass pawns on the board. And it would be hard to stop all of them. It would not be possible to stop all of them actually. Rook d2 now. Okay, a2. Now king c3. Oh, just f4. Okay, f4 and maybe king h2 or king h4.
Still
King
black,
g4
Soumya? Still
even.
black, the favorite?
Yeah, definitely. I'm quite sure that now king f5, h5, king g5 she'll play. She will stop the h pawn. So king g4 now. Oh, okay. Now what happened? Oh my god. Now I think it's a draw. Oh
What
my
was
god,
the
what
error? What was
happened?
the
I
error
don't
committed by Amina in
why
black? What was the error?
she was completely winning. She exchanged all her pawns, the problem is. We need to go back and have a look at the end game after the game is over because she was completely winning, and then I was just like, yeah, now she's going to win, now she's going to win, and suddenly it became a draw. Yeah, this can't be won because for the viewers, just want to say that when you bring the king to, let's say, b2 supporting a2 and you want to move the rook, black will simply give a check from b8 or b7. And when the king moves to c2, you again go back to a7 and it's a draw. Yeah, this is a very surprising draw. But um, full credit to White for actually holding this. It
Yeah.
was completely lost because so she fought. She didn't lose hope. Even though she had a very difficult position to save, she kept fighting and she found all these. She took all her chances basically. Yeah, this is going to
Yes,
be a
even
draw.
even right now, they're just playing along, and now White has more seconds, so that's quite a comeback there. They're still playing along, not ready to give up, both of them. Still going along. Is that a draw or still do we see a result somewhere?
No, it's going to be a draw. I'm just thinking about what was her error, so I need to go back once the game is, because I'm really curious now.
Definitely, we'll have a look. We'll have a look. Requesting our producers to just show the end game of this in before the next round begins. In the meanwhile, waiting for Premium Chess to maybe just declare the draw. Still, the software maybe thinks, the online platform thinks. Finally, yes, I think the software has heard a call there. It's a drawn game, insufficient material. But what a contest this was, Soumya. Definitely, it has resulted in your curiosity in this game to have a look at it again.
Yes.
A new contest. So that was quite a long match. And thus we have the sixth round that is done. Any more matches? Do we see any? None. So we'll just have a look at the updated
The
standings after round 6. Remember, these are the finals of the under 14 girls category. Over to you, Soumya.
Right. So Francisco from Argentina is leading the tournament. And what happens to Amina? Amina is on 4.5 now.
Yeah.
Right? Amina is on 4.5, if I'm not wrong. No, she's in third place. And Yazdani is on 5 points now. And there are 3 girls, basically 1 girl on 6, 1 on 5, and 3 on 4.5, and a lot of them on 4. So already 6 rounds are over, only 3 matches to go. So Francisco clearly has a lot going on for her, because she's on full score in this tournament, and that's a lot of momentum. She must be feeling really good, and I'm not sure whom she plays next. Perhaps the girl who's placed second. If she hasn't yet played her, then they will surely play in the next game. But for now, Francisco is the clear favorite to win this tournament and win the ISF World School Championship under 14 girls. Let's see.
So, certainly looks like, because it's a 100% record for Francisco as of now in the finals in the first 6 rounds. She hasn't given a match away. So continuing that kind of form, she can definitely take title and the laptop as well. So that's also important. Participation, of course, in higher competitions and higher tournaments, and the laptop. So these are the standings at the end of round number 6. Francisco with a 100% record in the finals of the under 14 girls category. She's won 6 out of 6. In the 21st, there's Gora, who has won 3. So her ratings are 3. It'll be quite a task for her to reach in the top 3, but still in a reckoning for being in the top 3 is the girl from India. Okay, Soumya, there's a question for us on Facebook, and the question is, when there is an opponent in front of you, so when you're playing chess with an opponent in front of you, is there any particular observation to the opponent's body language, whether there is oohs and ahs, whether you notice the opponent has committed an error looking at the facial expressions? Is that the reason chess players don't have an expression at all while they're playing? They're nice and serious?
Yes, of course. You are. It's yeah. You are like always feeling the energy of your opponent, and you do observe as to how your opponent is feeling, whether he's feeling comfortable, or whether they are confident after playing a certain move, or whether a certain move made them feel uncomfortable. But you shouldn't give it that much attention as well, because uh, it's not necessary. First of all, the evaluation of the position is correct. So sometimes a opponent is feeling uncomfortable in a position, but it's actually a normal position, and just because you feel your opponent is uncomfortable, you try for more and then you overstretch. So yeah, I mean, for sure, but for sure it affects you and it affects your decisions, and you are observing your opponent the whole time. That does happen, and you feel their energy and they also feel your energy actually, so it works both ways. Players who can be calm and can keep a poker face, I don't know how they do it. It's very hard to do it, I think. Very hard to do it.
Has it ever happened to you that you've seen an opponent committing an error and there is the facial expression that just goes, it gives an indication that, okay, there is an error that is committed?
Actually, like once you are a professional player, players don't give such expressions. Even if they feel that they made a mistake, they somehow control the urge to, point out to everyone that, look, I made a mistake. So
Absolutely, absolutely.
I don't remember ever that my opponent made a mistake and I found out about the mistake based on my opponent's expressions. Um, but at least you can understand that they are not comfortable in this position. You can understand that they are feeling pressurized. And, in general, also their behavior gives out a lot. I mean, if somebody is too uncomfortable, they'll be on the board the whole time. They'll sit like this, and their face goes red, and you know. So there are many things that you can observe. It's actually a lot of fun to go to a chess tournament and just observe other players, which is something we don't get to do much, of course, because you're busy playing your own game. But let's say your game is over, at that time you can just roam around and see what other players are doing, and it's fun. I really enjoy that. Oh, the next round has
Wonderful,
begun.
wonderful.
So the
Yes.
seventh
So in the
round has
meanwhile, we
begun.
have the seventh round that has started, and it's Sahar and Ava. It's rating 1914 for black and 1465 for white. So that's quite some difference or a gap in the ratings. Remember, this is round 7 of the under 14 girls finals.
Right. And I like white's position a lot because knight on b4 is very strange, but okay. Black will basically try to take a b5 break in this position and also e6 break. He has two breaks in this position. Otherwise, his position is too cramped, and he's definitely needs more space. But right now he has, okay, instead of e4 he had a move like knight e4 because the bishop on b2 was hanging, so he could have definitely considered that. Yeah, so instead of black, yeah, black got the b5 break. I'm surprised that white allowed it so easily. She could have played a4 and prevented b5. uh, yeah, now maybe thinking of bishop g4 maybe. Okay, e6. And now bishop e6. Mm, you could even take on b5 with the knight actually. But taking with the pawn is also fine. And now maybe attack on d6. Rook b d1 is a move that comes to mind. And now black will play b4. And for b4, white can go knight to b1 perhaps. Let's see if she goes for that. Because knight d5 will lose a pawn. because of knight into d5, e into d5, bishop d5. So knight b1 is a move that comes to mind with the idea that later you can transfer this knight to c4 via d2. So knight b1, knight d2, knight c4 is a typical manner. She plays knight a4. On knight a4 at the moment, the knight is not doing anything. That's the problem, and it's on the edge of the board. It's not attacking anything. So that's the problem with this move. But okay, white is still attacking d6. So after knight b5, bishop, maybe bishop to f1, but then that's bishop g4. Can e5? Yeah, e5 is a good move here. Oh, why didn't she go for e5 here? e5 was a good move here because after e5, let's say pawn into e5, bishop e5. Now the knight on e4, a4 actually has a function. It attacks the c5 pawn, which doesn't have a defender anymore because the d pawn got exchanged. Even now, white can play e5. I would definitely play e5 in this position. Okay, she didn't play.
Yeah, rook goes to c1.
She wants to play e5. That's the reason she has played rook c1. So that, after e5, d into e5, bishop e5, the pawn on c5 cannot be protected. But she could have played it on the previous move itself. Now maybe knight d7. Okay, bishop d7. What is the idea? Bishop d7. She wants to play bishop c6 and attack e4 as well. But now e5 again. What happens for e5? No, somehow she doesn't want to play e5. I'm surprised. Definitely surprised by white's choice there. She played knight h4 to defend the pawn on e4 because after e7 the rook on e8 attacks it. Right. Knight g4, idea knight e5. Okay. Bishop h6. Bishop h6. Now maybe f4 is the only move. Idea knight into d6. Now white's next move is knight into d6. Oh, this game has gotten very thrilling because both the sides are like creating threats against each other. Maybe bishop c6 now, or what is black going to play? The pawn is hanging. Yeah, bishop c6 she played. She gave up this bishop. But now bishop g7 and now d6 is also hanging. That is probably the point of this whole exercise. Queen into d6 and white will be 2 pawns up.
For a black, the queen is still unmoved. She's still not moved the queen.
Oh, because after queen d6, black would have given bishop d4 check, and for king f1, knight h2 check. And it's actually very unclear. Actually, it's worse for white, perhaps, that position, because no, maybe, yeah, it is worse for white. Also, it was a good decision to play queen d3. Oh my god, she allowed this. Okay, but she allowed. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'm really concerned about white's position now. There are a lot of things that are hanging. Let's see what. Okay, for one move is knight d3, one is knight e4, one is knight h3. For knight h3, yeah, knight e4 is the most obvious move. And maybe bishop, maybe knight b2 now. I don't like knight d3 so much. Rook e3, what was the point? Knight c5. But then what if I move my king? She could have taken on e4 with her knight instead of going to d3. Now bishop c3, queen c2. Still, you're pinning the rook on c8, so you're not really losing the exchange immediately. Now rook to d1 or rook to c1 is even better. Okay, but now a4. Now a4, pawn a4. Idea ba3, queen into c3. What? Oh, white blundered her queen. Queen e2, queen blunder. She had no time, so she blundered. Oh, that's sad. That's a sad end to a very thrilling game. A lot of things were happening in this game, and it was really difficult to keep track of. It was going very fast, and both the sides had a lot of threats on the other. Even in the end, for rook 8, she could have played a4, and it was still okay. It wasn't bad or anything.
It's so quick that even before you finish the analysis of the previous game, you already have the name and just 20 seconds remaining for white.
Yeah, this is actually a draw, but it's hard for I mean, if someone has chances, it's black, and actually now black won the h3 pawn. Like white should have not have taken the bishop on that diagonal, but in time pressure, she missed black's idea of knight f4, and yeah, now black is completely winning because this king pawn endgame, he has 2 extra pawns, and he will convert. She will do this.
Yes, it's 4 pawns against 2.
Yeah.
Black has almost a minute left. Well, and yes, white has resigned. Something that somewhere you will be not very happy about. And it's something on an online game you don't resign, don't you?
No, but white was so many pawns down. Yeah, I mean that's true, but there was just no chance to save it actually. Here also white has black is completely winning. Yeah.
That's what happens. There was a queen as well, a queen up, and white has resigned. White loses, black wins. Any more matches? Yes, can maybe spot. We'll just get to the last 10-15 seconds of any existing playing matches. There we go. Just 10 seconds with white.
Okay, this is
Is this
a
interesting?
draw.
What is happening here? This is a draw. Okay.
This is a draw. Now queen into g6 is it? Oh, wait, h5 is also a draw. Everything is a draw because let's say even if black had an extra h pawn in the king pawn endgame, it would still be a draw because there was no way to win. I mean, there is just no way to make progress and make a queen basically. Right, all the
Yeah, so
games
that
are over.
gets us, yes, that gets us to the end of the round 7, and Francisco is still there on the top.
She won all her 7 games so far. That's amazing. She's, it must be feeling so good to make a full score. It's not common at all. Not common at all. She must be
So this
feeling
means
really confident.
in the remaining two rounds, if she wins one, there's
Yes.
no way that she can be beaten now.
Yeah, even if she wins one game, it's enough. Yeah, that's true.
Quite a position
This
to be
next
in.
round it will be very interesting. Just a moment.
Right, that's the update that comes. The 7th round finished, and we'll be beginning with the the next round shortly. And at the end of 7 rounds, Francisco looks as the clear favorite. She's won. She's had a 100% record in the finals today. She's played 7 matches and has not lost a single. So 7 out of 7 for her. And if she wins one match of the remaining two, she'll be crowned as the champion. So it'll be interesting to see if she's able to continue her form, and irrespective of whether she's able to win one or not, she'll always feel better if she is able to have a 100% score in the finals, winning 9 out of 9. Yes, so what a wonderful initiative this by ISF. It's the World Schools Championship Online Chess 2020, and this is the first ever ISF World Tournament in 2020. Of course, thanks to the lockdown, there's very difficult for any events to take place. But as we've been kept mentioning about chess, no barriers, online tournament, online chess, and what a success this has been. Participation from boys and girls from 35 countries and 5 continents. So that's quite some participation that ISF has received an overwhelming response for the online tournament, and thus the Swiss system format had to be followed in the initial rounds. That was 11. And now, of course, in the finals, we have 9 rounds that we are taking care of. In the meanwhile, we have 2 more rounds remaining. In the meanwhile, we'll quickly give Soumya a break so that she can quickly have a sip of water. And as she keeps on saying, during a play game as well, she always likes to have a walk. So we'll allow her to quickly go for a walk. And till then, I'll just explain everyone about the rules and about how participation in these tournaments was done by the ISF. Yes, so these are the details. The first ever, as I mentioned, the first ever ISF World Schools Championship Online Chess 2020, an online event being held on the virtual competition platform that's Premium Chess. Participation of boys and girls from 35 countries and 5 continents. And of course, the broadcasting rights have been allocated by ISF to One Play Sports. And you can watch live updates and live coverage, live broadcast of the chess tournament on the website, Facebook, and of course the YouTube channel of One Play Sports. The rules: players are divided into 2 categories, that's under 17 and under 14, depending on the date of birth. All the tournaments are being played in the blitz time control. That means 3 minutes of thinking time, and every time you make a move, you get 2 seconds. It's an increment of 2 seconds per move. Qualifying tournaments, 9 or 11 rounds. The finals, however, will be 9 rounds. Each tournament starts at 1400 hours UTC, 1930 hours IST, and 2200 hours SGT. Technical meetings we made 5 minutes prior to the beginning of each tournament. And all information about the tournament is available at the Premium Chess ISF Playing Arena. Right then, the prize fund. The winner of each category of under 14, the under 14 category is what we have for this weekend. They have a right to participate at the ISF Summer Gymnast China. That will be in 2021, and of course they'll be awarded by a laptop. And for an under 17 category, it's they'll have a right to participate at the ISF under 15. Pardon me, for the under 14 category, they'll have a right to participate at the ISF under 15 World School Games in Serbia. And then 8th round has begun. Quick break. It just went by, and we have Sahar and Belen Candela with the ratings of 191 and 1914. So not a lot of difference when it comes to ratings between these two players. It's over to black with 2 minutes and 30 seconds remaining. Always interesting to see how these youngsters, remember these are under 14 kids, so how do they go ahead with planning, strategy, blitz time control, sitting at home, getting used to the mouse, getting used to the home environment. networks, all of this somewhere in the back of their mind, but still concentrating on the screen. And they've been playing for almost 2.5 hours now. So kudos to these kids who have made it to the finals. And now it's time to for us to know who will be crowned as the champion. Yes, welcome back, Soumya. And we have the eighth round, which has begun. Yes, I think there is. We'll just sort the technical glitch. Not able to
Oh,
hear
I'm
Soumya.
sorry. You couldn't hear.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yes,
You
yes,
can
yes.
hear me
You're
now.
missing. Your voice was missing. You're back live again.
Right. So I was just saying that this was a close center, and that's why. But Black has a pair of bishops. She has more space, and that's why she's trying to open the center so that she can create more opportunity for her bishops to work better. Basically, bishops work better in open positions, and knights work better in closed positions. It's like one of the first things we learn when we start playing chess. And now Black decided to give up a pawn. Not very sure why, because it was not required. She could have taken on c3 instead of bishop h6. But now, what if I take on e4 with my pawn d into e4? I can even take on e5 actually. Yes, I can even take on e4 also work. Right, she took on e4, and now maybe she wanted to play bishop h3 here. That is possible with the idea of g into h3, queen check, king moves, queen into d2, queen into d2, bishop d2, attacking the rook. But it's just a normal position. I felt that Black was, yeah, she goes for it. I felt Black was much better actually, and this, even though it looks very attractive, this combination, she needn't have gone for it. She could have had a better way to play, just if she had played slowly. But now, because white is also fine, I mean, she can take on e5 with the pawn, and white doesn't really have much to complain in this position. Right, bishop into e5, bishop e5, rook e5, f3 is possible. Okay, so she doesn't take the pawn on e5. She wants to occupy the open file. Yeah, good move.
That's a very important game for Francisco. If she wins, she'll be crowned as the champion because she's already has a perfect score of 7 out of 7.
Yeah, okay. Yes, of course. Thanks for pointing that out, Chaitanya. So it's actually, um, she basically needs to only win this game. And even if she makes a draw, she perhaps, it depends on the other results. It depends on the other results. So even then she perhaps has a chance of winning with one round to spare, which would be something to be proud of. So she's happy to make a draw, as we can see. She's happy to repeat the moves, king e2, king f3. Let's see what Black decides. I think Black will also play bishop h6 here, or she can play g5 even. She can definitely play g5 here. Yeah, she goes for it. Now maybe white can play h4 because the bishop on f4 is attacked by the king, so Black cannot take on h4 with the pawn. So I would definitely play h4 here. Let's see if white goes for that. No, she wants to
So she's
keep it
taking the
solid,
time.
and So now she'll just take on d8 and play rook d1 and exchange both the rooks. That is possible. Oh, she doesn't go for that. But then bishop into e5? Okay. And bishop e3, this was her idea. She wanted to attack the pawn on g5. Okay, she's playing for a win, I think, white. Because she had many ways to equalize, and but white is trying for more, I think. That's what I feel from her decisions so far. Now she wants to double on the c file and pressurize the c pawn. Okay, now if rook c1, f3, e4 was hanging, so rook f3 first, and now rook c1. Oh, she plays rook d1. Okay. Now rook c1. What? Does she want to make a draw or not? Oh, she'll just repeat twice and change her plan. That is possible. Now f4 is possible. Okay, she did f4. Now rook g8 would allow rook c6. So rook h4. Wow. Now maybe bishop f4. Okay, she doesn't go for that. I think bishop f4. Black would have played bishop e5. Okay, this has escalated quickly.
Yes,
Now,
it certainly has. It certainly has.
Okay, anything can happen now. Maybe rook c6. No, but f4 is hanging. What? She's losing the bishop on f4. She could have played e5 instead of rook d7. That would have been okay. Yeah, this black will win. Oh, that's sad. I think she was under a lot of pressure. White was under a lot of pressure. I feel, yeah, that's sad. She was on full score, and this game there's no chance to save it. A6 now.
So that just means that
Now
it
A
is
into
going to go to
B5.
the final round.
Now A into B5.
Any ways
Okay,
that White can
maybe
make a comeback here, Soumya? Francisco, any ways that she can make a comeback?
no, it's actually losing, but yeah, now. No, I was just wondering what Black is doing because it seemed like she was not finding a way to break through, but she found it. Yeah. No, the problem is Black has this extra move because of her bishop, right? So she will anyway win the b5 pawn, like. Yeah.
The next move, there it goes. It's the queening, and White has resigned. So we still don't have a clear champion. It's going to go to round number 9 for us to know who's going to be crowned as the champion of the under 14 girls category.
Right. Actually, White had many ways to equalize in this game, as we discussed, and she probably felt that she could play for a win, and she even got a good position, and she blundered her piece with the rook into e4. And that's the reason Black won the game. Kudos to Black for winning against a player who had not lost even one game so far. And it must be tough for Francisco to accept loss, but it's hard to give advice, but I would suggest that she just plays like really freely the last round, and forget about what is at stake, because it just adds to the pressure. I mean, she was doing really well so far. So
Yes, and it's still
yeah.
not
So,
over because if you have a look at Masomi, she is 6.5. So if she wins and if Francisco is not able to get secure a victory in the last round, we might just see Francisco coming down on the second position. So extremely important for
yeah,
her to win the next match.
chance. Masumi has a good chance of winning the whole tournament also. By the way,
Yes.
about this pressure thing, I think it's like a lot of people give this advice, which I gave, like a super generic advice, which obviously doesn't apply to everyone, about how you should just forget what is at stake. This is the most common advice given. But there is also another way of looking at it, and it really depends on you as a person. The other way to look at it is simply to look at it as a challenge or as an opportunity, and
Yeah.
like take the pressure in your favor. I remember a friend of mine who's a sports psychologist. She once told me a line: pressure is a privilege of a champion. So just take it as a privilege. If you are under pressure, just take it as a privilege. And I thought that was a great advice. So it depends on how you are as a person, and that's why, as I mentioned in one of our interactions also, I just refrain from giving generic advice, because sometimes it just backfires. Like you tell some, don't take any pressure, and but that person might actually thrive under pressure situations, that might bring out the best in them. So yeah, it's very important to know a person before you actually advise them something, I think.
Yes, when
Especially
you're playing a
players.
sport,
Like,
majorly at the higher levels as
yeah.
well, you kind of get just used to dealing with pressure. You're more so representing
Yeah,
your
you
country. There's a lot of pressure, isn't it?
yeah, you try to like understand yourself better and better, and try to form some rhythm. But I think it's also some kind of constant learning, because what worked for you in the last tournament might not work this time. So it's also some sort of improvisation that you need to. Right. And we are already, the games have started.
Yes, we are in the final round, round number 9, and it's Francisco who is up with 8 points. If she's able to win this one, 7 points, pardon me. If she's able to win this match, then we know who the champion is. So it's pressure on Francisco to win this. If she wins, she is going to be crowned as the champion of the U14 girls category.
Yeah, and the best part is she doesn't have to depend on anyone else's result, whereas everyone who's chasing her is
Yes, yes.
dependent also on her result. But in her case, she has this advantage that she only needs to focus on her game and not bother about what other people are doing. So that's a good position to be in. Uh, by the way, now, um, now White is threatening a5. So white, okay, I don't understand d5. What if I play a5 now? Bishop c4, pawn into, queen into, knight a5 works because of queen b5 check, and black can simply go back knight c6. But can I play a move like a6 now? Will it work? A6 was a move, and could have been considered. Anyway, she goes for the line we were talking about. So queen b5 might happen now, and black will go back knight c6. Or maybe some other move. What move? Queen a4 also knight c6. So maybe queen a4 is better than queen b5, because a6 does not come with tempo. Oh, queen c3 is a nice resource, which I completely missed. Queen c3 is a nice idea, with the idea that for knight c6, white has e6. Uh, black does have f6, and then white does need to worry about the e6 pawn. So it is a responsible decision. Okay, she did not go for it. She did not go for it because the e6 pawn would have been vulnerable. Then white would have to worry about how to protect it after f6. Maybe you can have a glass of water, Chaitanya. Night important to remain hydrated. Knight d2 here. Knight d2 here. I think both sides are fine actually. Let's say knight d2, rook c8. Putting your pieces on good squares basically. Queen e3. Queen e3 might allow knight b4. It does allow knight b4. So queen e3 would be a blunder. So knight d2, rook c8, maybe queen to b3 and attacking b7 pawn. Yeah, that is possible. Then black can play knight d4, to which we can respond with knight into d4, queen d4, and bishop e3. It's very complicated, actually. Or maybe rook e4. Yes, it is complicated. It is complicated, but yeah, I think knight d2 is quite obvious here. I'm not sure what white is thinking about. Let's see. What is white thinking about? Because knight d2 is a very natural move to play here. Has white gotten disconnected? Because she
No,
really
she did.
thought a
She
lot,
made a move.
but she thought a lot for the move. So I was a bit worried there. Okay, queen b3. She does go for that. So now knight d4, queen d4, and white can play rook e4, which I think is a good move, a strong move in that position. Let's see. Queen c7, really? And what if I play bishop g3 here? She plays c3, not allowing knight d4 on this move, which is also fine. Now maybe queen a4, bishop e6, queen a4 supporting the bishop. She plays queen d1, then we need to, okay. And now queen e3 maybe, or knight e4, is it possible? No, that loses the e5 pawn. Oh, it is, no, it is not possible. Right. Yeah, queen e3, but then rook d3 here. Rook d3 is possible. She played b6. Okay, that's also fine. Now knight. Oh, she doesn't want to play knight e4 at all. Okay, rook d1. Now e6. And finally, maybe now knight to c4 is even possible. Now knight c4. Why didn't you go for knight c4? Okay. Oh, she has just 8 seconds left. That's the reason.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. The clock pressure, time pressure is definitely
Quite
visible on
immediate.
white. There, just 6 seconds remaining.
Oh, black could have played knight b4 maybe, but then c into b4 was the plan. And queen on c7 is also hanging. So that was not working out. Okay. Okay, this is white is playing well under time pressure, by the way. H4, H5 was a good resource, creating some pressure against black. H6 is also, I think, a good move. Now knight g5. Okay, knight d2 with the same idea of knight 4. Okay, bishop d5 is a good move, preventing knight e4. Oh, she goes knight e2 with the idea of knight g3 and knight e4. She anyway wants to put her knight on e4. Wow, black White is finding really good moves in such less time. She has 4 seconds, 5 seconds. She hardly has 1 second to think, and she's finding
Yes,
really good
absolutely.
moves. There are some players who simply better under time pressure. Alexander Grischuk is one such example. He's been in the world top 10 for a really long time. Um, simply are more motivated, and this they're simply motivated to find good moves when they are under time pressure. Okay, g5. G5 is a good move because bishop h6. Okay, why didn't she play queen h2? It's fine. She could have played that. G5 was a good move. Black handled the portion in between very well, pushing the pawn to a3, then g5. It for some time it looked like, oh, now queen f8 or king g7. Oh no, king g7 allows knight g4. Oh my god, queen f8 is the only move
F8.
actually.
She did
Right.
F8,
Oh,
yes. White rook to A1.
maybe g4 now. I'm thinking. Oh, rook b8. But now rook to a3. Can you take it? You can simply take it. Now g4. Does it work? Right, g4. She has played g4. Queen h5. Now rook b1 is not possible. Rook b1, king h2, bishop f4, g3. This is so scary. It looks lost for black. Now rook a7. She played g3 first, preventing queen h, bishop f4. Now rook a7. I think rook a7 directly would have been winning actually. Instead of this g3 move, but so hard. I mean, she has no time at all, so I completely understand. Even now, white is winning. This position is winning for white, but let's see if she can convert it because. Oh, but now even black is under a lot of time pressure. So looks like white will convert this. Now maybe knight e3, knight f6. Okay, that is strange. Okay, she did not take f6. She did not take on f6. But now you will just play c7, then put your knight to d6, and then move. Oh, right. Now king f4. Okay, this might be a draw now. Now this is a draw because they exchanged all the pawns, and now there is no way for white to win it or black to win it. It's going to be a draw basically.
A draw is still going to give 5 points to Francisco. And then
Point
maybe
five.
hope that, yes, zero. 0.5, and then maybe hope that there is no one who's on the second rank who was 6.5. If she also comes to 7.5, then it's going to be intense.
So they made a draw. Or they're still. Oh, they're still okay. They're still playing.
Still playing, still playing.
Now rook e8 would be the easiest way to make a draw. Right. Rook c7 and rook into e6 and just make a draw.
Again, waiting for premium chess to give out declaration that insufficient material, game draw.
No, you can't say insufficient material here because there's always a chance that one of the sides can blunder the rook. So the players who have to make or accept a draw, one of the two, because basically, there's always a chance that one of them can win thanks to a blunder. Okay,
They're still going on, still hoping that
very
the other person will just commit a silly mistake or an error somewhere. And
okay. They drew the
that's it.
game.
Yes. The points table is going to be interesting. We'll just see if
Right,
there are any
and
more matches in progress.
right, and my mind has already gone to the second board as to what happened there and what are the standings. Um,
Absolutely. Masumi, if I get her name right, was with 6.5.
she won her
Elbow
game.
game.
Wow. So there is a tie on top board. For the top spot, I
Just
guess both of them finished on 7.5. Oh
yes,
wow!
yes, yes.
And Masumi won the tournament because of a better tie break, which I suppose uh, was either the performance rating on which also she's higher, or the Buchholz cut one on which also she's higher. So she's higher on both the tie breaks that were considered. So Masumi from Iran won the whole tournament, and Francisco, who had such a great tournament otherwise, um, tied for first place, which is a great, like incredible achievement. But she's still second on tie break. It must be a very disappointing end for her. But she
Certainly,
played
certainly
really well.
heartbreaking. Certainly heartbreaking. The first 7 rounds, she was just there, winning all of them, and suddenly there was one loss in the eighth round and a tie in the final one, which has resulted in Masomi going on top and being she's crowning herself as the champion.
Yes, many congratulations to Masumi for winning the whole tournament and playing. She 7.5 out of 9, which is a great score. She won the last round on demand. It is very tough to be in that situation, to be able to
Yeah.
win on demand, and she did it. And also, she won the right to represent, uh, to participate in the ISF World School Championship next year. And of
Yes.
course, she won a
Yes.
laptop as well. So she must be really happy. She must be really happy. Many congratulations to her and all the kids for playing such great chess. Yeah, this was a lot of fun to follow. It was a lot of
Many
fun to follow.
congratulations to the champion. That's Masomi. She gets the right to participate in higher tournaments, and at the same time, she also gets a laptop. So that's it from us over here at the Under 14 Girls Finals. Thank you so much, Soumya, for joining in. Always a pleasure to have you here with your expert opinions.
Thank you, Chaitanya. It was a lot of fun today commenting on games, and congrats to everybody who had such a great tournament, and of course to the winners as well. Bye bye.
Yes, also thanking Vidit Gujarati who had joined us for the first 1.5 hour. Thank you so much for him as well. And do not forget, tomorrow again we'll be starting at the same time, 1400 hours UTC, 7:30 in the evening, as far as the evening time is concerned, for the under 14 boys finals, and it promises to be as exciting as the kind of matches that we have seen today. We'll be having Soumya's company as well tomorrow. But that's it from us, and we'll see you tomorrow, 7:30 p.m. IST 1400 hours UTC again on One Play Sports. That's it from us. Thank you for watching.